Hello!
Quote 317. Hi Bone, how is your 68 kilograms ass?
Furrycures 1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Yeah, blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. Quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. Hopefully I can be heard.
Did you see her?
DJ! Alright, I know I had like a minute and something or rather to go, but I'm kind of very excited to do more Jedi stuff, and I also have to do the squats, because Furry Cures wants me to do squats. Hi, Bone. Congratulations on being #1 yet again. Ow. Alright, so we got Bone, we got Furry Cures, we got Hendrix, we got DJ, we got Masonic. Excellent. Show me the squats? Fine. I shall show you the squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh my, what is with my knees? I feel weak. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I'm disappeared. Where did I go? There I am. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. Alrighty then. But yeah. Welcome back, everyone. Hello. Hi. Got a few new people who followed me like over the last few days. Which is neat. Gooey Art followed me like 12 minutes ago. I'm gonna pull the mic just a little bit closer. Something around about here. I think that's gonna be good. Himbo logo, yeah. Alright. Got my dumpy as good as I can make it. I got 2 or 3 more spots I need to share. The fact that I am now streaming. Alright, but I now need to close Discord so I can save my resources. Oh, it doesn't like when I close. That's right. Hang on a second. Group. There we go. What is that? What's with that fucking donut? It's just like donut and then beans. I'm running a little bit early, I will admit. That's why you refresh. Yes, you can. I did. Show me the squats. You have the bunk hammer now. Bone with the crazy chompas. If I couldn't get first, I should get first on squats. Fair enough. Alrighty, so I got that done. Close this. And then I need to do the thingy-madiggies. I have a lot of things I need to do. Oh my goodness. So yeah, welcome. It's good to be back into streaming. I took a day off Monday, and that basically just made it where no one knew what the fuck I was. You tried twice? Look at your art when you're done. Yeah. But yeah, so I took the Monday off rather than hang on. Ding ding ding. The art channel. Oh, but I just closed Discord. I'm trying to save resources because I don't yet have the new CPU yet. Like I saved up the monies. Chat has helped save up monies for as well to get it onto the throne.
Savage
Oh Jesus!
14-month prime sub. 14-month hype.
Hype. Thank you, Savage. Thank you for keeping up with me. Thank you for the 14 months, is it? 14 months! Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate it. You can still use all my emotes, like all these boys. Oh, when I'm done streaming, I need to check that out. Oh, okay. I'll check it when I'm done streaming and what have you then. Hopefully it's going okay with you, Savage. But yeah, I took the time off, I took the time off. What's a mahoozy? Blah, 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 blah. I took the time off Monday, so I wasn't. Because I streamed like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like for some reason work drained me quite a bit compared to last week. I don't know why, considering it wasn't like I worked more hours, but it might have just been because of the fact that I was on call and working that Saturday. And I was just kind of done with doing things for other people. All right, I can close that now. All right, so quit that. I need to quit Steam. And I think I have the minimal I need to run everything. Right now, my CPU is at like 100% right now. Tell us more about the outside. Oh, there's really not much going off outside right now, but it's getting into autumn, which is nice. I don't have to worry about extreme heats. It's going pretty good. You're just hanging out, playing Final Fantasy XIV VR chat, and you recently got back into Fortnite. Oh, okay. I've not gone into the Fortnite. I know there's like a lot more furry shit in Fortnite now. I've not yet gone back into it. I'm not too great at, the battle royales or anything like that, but maybe if I didn't have like a plethora of games that I want to get through and nonsense, maybe I would do a stream of like, yes, Fortnite. Let us try the Fortnites and see if we can get the zebra thingy-majiggy. Meanwhile, Hendrix has started playing the Elder Scrolls Online. Oh, that went free to play or something like that. Like on Steam, there was like a weekend or something where you could play it for free. You didn't get like any of the expansions. You got like I think the base pack or something. So that was pretty neat. I didn't get to do any time. It's really annoying. I'm missing out on like all the cool like video game stuff, and I'm in this sort of like mood as well that I don't want to like play video games that are new and exciting for me and not share it with you guys. Like maybe I need to because Dead Island 2, for instance, is a very strong temptation to play, but I want to play that on PC, but I don't have the CPU to I don't know if it's going to work well if I try to play that on PC and had, that along with streaming going off, and I'm very hesitant to do so until I get a new CPU. But there's just so many things I want to play, I want to do and such, and it's kind of hard to do so with a full-time job and what have you. Maybe is Dead Island 2 on PC yet? I'm pretty sure it came out today. The Dead Island 2 came out on PC, came out on all the different thingy-majiggies today. It's in the Epic Game Store, I think is the reason why some people are like, oh, it's there? I didn't know kind of thing. So yeah, this week, this Friday, we had Dead Island 2 come out. I was very much thinking, oh, maybe I could, do a little bit of gaming on that, but, given how my PC is performing with my current setup and such like that, it might not be the best idea getting into any proper new PC games, but I definitely want to get into Jedi Survivor, and I'm probably going to play that one on the PlayStation instead to try and free up the resources. And like there's so many things, like it's like play new video games, try out the Street Fighter 2 demo, Street Fighter 6 demo, not 2. Let's try out Street Fighter 6 X, because there's like a character creator and such, and I feel like Code the Yoshi would very much like, you know, want to play like fighting games with me. Yeah, I haven't played with them in a while. I really need to get onto that. Jedi Survivor next week. I want to do like a lightsaber or, you know, Jedi robes for the VTuber as well. Like there's all these different things I want to do, and it's like how do people find the time? Like Kusaki didn't do shit on his model. Miss Mixie, how did you find the time to do shit? How did you find the time to be creative? Meanwhile, Scribbly Noodle working full time as well. They're doing some cool art shit, and they're doing like real cool like poses thingy-madiggies, and I want to do like a fucking JoJo's like torture dance, but I can't find the time to do it. I need to think about upgrading my PC. I need to do the same thing too as well, Hendrix. I have the CPU, like it's being ordered, but it's been taking so long to get it. Like I've asked for an update, like I think I'm up to my third time asking for an update from Throne, which is not too great. And before I used to like, hang on, I have like the images, because every time I ask, they give me like a screenshot of like, oh, this is what the order looks like on our Amazon. And it used to say like, oh, between the like April 22nd to to May 6th, and I've like asked, like I've checked in like 2 or 3 times, and it's so here it is. So previous requests. So I've asked for a previous like request. The first one was March 23rd, and that one said arriving the 14th of April to the 9th of May. It wasn't shipped. It wasn't out for delivery or anything like that. Oh, that's the music that was having that voice there. So there was that. I asked again April 17th. Sorry, not April 17th. I've asked again April 8th, and that one said the same thing again. Oh, it's arriving between April 14th or May 9th. And then it was like, okay, it's now April 17th. What's happening there? And then at that point, they just said arriving by May 9th. And I'm like, is it? So it hasn't even been shipped or anything like that. So I'm like a little disappointed, because like a part of me feels like they just need to, I just wish I could give my Amazon Prime membership to them and be like, if you're going to do an order, here's my Amazon Prime, huh? So copy, so hang on, Dink, yes. This is what the order is at right now. This is to try and get a new CPU. Is they do not know, you know, when, like, they just have it as this. They just have it as, like, you know, 9th of May now. I ordered it back in March. There's been no movement on it since April. And I had it going through Amazon because they had the thingy-majiggy on Amazon. But what I probably should have done is instead have made it, like, I don't know, maybe a coffee goal or something like that, and had it go to, like, a payout. So then that way I could have like ordered the item myself into like Umart or MSY or any of those kinds of computer tech shops that we have around Australia, rather than, you know, this link to item. Because like if I go to the amazon.com.au, what's it going to tell me? Oh, UK import. So I'm getting it from the fucking UK of all places. They say it's in stock. UK imports may differ from local products. Additional terms apply. International products have separate terms and are sold from abroad and may differ from local, including fit, age, and language, labeling, instructions, and or plugs. Manufacturing warranty may not apply, but you may have other rights under law. Learn more about Amazon's... What? Raid? Oh my goodness! Hi, passenger! Oh my goodness. Let me get rid of this image. It's not important. Hello, everyone. Hi. Welcome to the stream. name's Grant. I'm a variety Himbo streamer, and I should really move on over into our, video game for tonight. Wrong button, this button.
Hello!
We are, ignore the zebra in the background, we are gonna go and be playing Jedi, if it will show. Hello? Oh, that's probably why. PC. Why won't it plug you in? Why aren't the controls doing their thing? Options. There we go. Continue. We are playing Jedi Fallen Order. It's gonna be... I'm gonna have to try and go through this as best as I can. Also, I forgot I need to close intro fighters. Who won? Let's have a look. I think it was Furry Cures, but let's see. Who did that pick? Oh, it was done by Kusaki Desu. Alright. Nah, I'm not gonna wait for the death. I need to get my resources back. I need to be very mindful of my CPU usage in PC games for a while still. But yeah. Welcome to the stream, everyone. How was Path of Exile? How was Path of Exile,
Gotcha.
Passenger?
You can't beat me.
There we go. Whee!
Intruder above us. Someone needs a break.
Jump. Oh, Jesus. If he was gonna throw that rocket there, I would have been very upset.
I need a minute. Launching attack. He's damaged. Get him, quick!
There we go.
Back up, I've got this.
Sure you do. Ow. Ow. Yes. Oh, lol. He just, like, shoots upwards? Okay. Oh. I forgot what my button is for pushing people. There we go. Figured it out. Path of Exile was good? That's good to hear. I recently got Opera for my browser. Ah, cool. Don't know what else. Oh yeah, Opera GX. It's a different web browser. I'm still too big of a fan of I'm still too big of a fan of using Chrome. It's like my go-to. It'd be very difficult trying to pull away from that, quite frankly. All right. So I think we're done. Yeah, because we're done in this place. We need to like go elsewhere now. Oh, hello. What's this? More mining things. Was pretty easy for me. Yeah, no, fair enough. Like I'm not faulting the use of Opera. It's just one of those cases of sometimes you're just, really I'm just sometimes real addicted to just, sticking to what I'm familiar with and such. That's why it's very difficult for me to, stop eating hamburgers and pizza when I want to, because your zebras just loves it too much. Oop. Oop. Nice. And then dink. Cool. Oh. That didn't work out well. Now you want Little Caesars? No, you can go with Little Caesars. Oh. I forgot the...
I need some meds, BD1. That feels better.
How have I already forgotten the buttons? There we go. There. I do not remember this place. Were we meant to, like, get to the ice caves from here? Alright, anything new I can add to the skill tree? Increase maximum health, additional life when using a stim canister. Holding slow. Regains more force when defeating an enemy and regains some when he hits a blocked enemy. Push a group and stagger. Force increases. Increases that it can travel with a dash thingy. Yeah, that's cool. Attacking out a sprint allows Cal to perform a special lightsaber. After swings, allows him to perform a special attack that increases with range. Ooh, okay, I'll give that a try. Try and get rewarded for timing and such. On a burger, you just have to take out the bud and you're good to go. I'll actually try that next time. I'll go for like the lettuce buns. So basically, instead of having like, you know, your fiber, what have you, or sorry, rather than having your bread, you'll have like lettuce surrounding it. I'll give that a try. Hopefully, it won't be like a very wet lettuce. Alrighty, so now we leave this. Don't forget to check BB's map if you need help. Oh yeah, because BB's map can open up, like, you know, to go back up to there if we want, which probably isn't a bad idea to, like, just to double check and see what happens. So yeah. I can't wait for Jedi Survivor, honestly. Like, I am really excited for it. Like, I'm gonna enjoy the fact that we'll be able to, like, customize Cal Kestis, like, a lot better than just, you know, right now, your options of adjusting Cal Kestis is ponchos. I hate to break it to the game, but I'm not really interested in ponchos. Like, that's just my problem. Big Star Wars fan? Hell yeah, DJ. I am a massive fucking... Wait, that's a test action. Hang on a second. Not that one. This one. I am a massive Star Wars fan. I don't think people realize the actor wants ponchos. Look, I'm not gonna fault... I forgot his name. Shit. Morganson. Fuck. What's his name? The actor has an actual name. He's not just Cal Kestis. Yeah. And then... What the... Oh, if they want it... Like, rather than... Okay, I see how they wanted us to do it. They... Never mind. Now I realize why there isn't a button up there. That's annoying. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. And it's... Oh. Problem. I'm trying to remember this guy's name. Like, he's from Shameless. He played as the Joke. Like, this actor's got range. Oh, shit. I jumped too soon. Nope. Wrong button. Nope. This is a problem. Alright, here we go. Beep. No, his name is not Mark Hamill. This redhead's name is not Mark. He is so hot and shameless. Yes. Well, that's where he got his big break, I'm fairly sure. Oh my... How am I screwing up on this? I guess I have to, like, jump sooner, so then that way it's not... There we go. And then... Alright, now we should be good, and then I just need to... Ah, this is the one where I was having problems before. There we go. And then, yeah, we can use this to, like, bring back the thingy. Yeah. Alright, cool. Cool. Now to, like, rest me. I'm expecting Homer, but if you take the... I'm expecting a Homer, but if you take the wrong... A Homer? No idea what that means. Cameron Monaghan. Thank you, Cameron. I keep forgetting his name is Cameron. Oh my god. Nice and easy. Oh, that... actually, no. He's not a special enemy. There we go. He wasn't like a difficult enemy or something like that. The next time there's like a boss bar coming up, I'm doing predictions to see whether or not I succeed on the fight. Because Ogdo Bogdo took me a few goes as an example. And while I may not be playing like the trickiest version, I am at least, you know, playing at a version where it's like there's some difficulty. Oh, I can go over here. Alright, let's have a look. So... Yep, so there's a thingy-majiggy there. We could... Alright, let's see what this is like over here. And then... Oop. I don't yet have the double jump. Alright, what's this echo about? You were about to say that? Oh, the Cameron Monaghan name. It's okay.
An Imperial officer was trying to hide a relic down here. There was a cave-in. She became trapped
Yeah,
and
I
never
can't
escaped.
reach that, I don't think. Because... Oh, they most likely want me to, like, double jump or pull it somehow there. Let's see. Nope, I cannot double jump to that distance. Cut. There we go. And then... There we go.
Right there. Noted. I can't get a good hit. Hit the Jedi.
Help me!
Oh, I see.
Almost
What,
got him. Can't top my skill.
I need some meds, BD1.
Thank
Patched
you.
up.
Alright. Nope, can't get that. Alright, let's see if I can get... Oh, Jesus. Gotcha. And he just falls to his death. Cool. No biggie. Alrighty, and now we got...
Look alive.
Idiot. Alright, let's see if I can push it back. Oh, I can push it back! Oh, your boy is... Oh, I have my plans. Alright, and then this thing can help me go up as well, and then there's like a place over here. Alrighty. We are exploring, boys! Jump. Jump. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Star Wars. I am, like... Back when I saw it on VHS in the 90s, that was my that was my attention. So, and you know, I didn't fully understand the problems of the prequels or anything like that. I just thought they were pretty decent here and there. And then, finally I watched the sequels, and I'm gonna just have to say this. The Force, I really am not a huge fan of J.J. Abrams and his whole, nostalgia berry style of making shit like they did in... There we go. This style of just... Jesus!
Sufficient power.
Quick, help!
Target's got a stim. Am I the only one gonna fight?
There we go.
You're so very weak. Your death is near.
There we go.
I need help!
Won't hurt me.
There we go.
Stop it.
There we go. Gotcha.
See her. I just took down a trooper wearing black and red armor. The same type from Braca.
A purge trooper.
But
Their
yeah,
only purpose is to
I'm not a
hunt
huge
Jedi.
fan of J.J. Abrams
Are the
because I thought he was
Inquisitors
pretty
coming?
cool when he did the Star
We're
Trek
far
stuff,
from
but then I learned from like
They
Star
might
Trek
think
fans,
purge
it's like,
troopers are
oh,
enough.
some of this
Or they
stuff he
could
was
be
doing
stalking
wasn't
you on
like
purpose.
all that
Stay
cool.
wary.
Like, and then I saw The Force Awakens, and I'm like, this is just A New Hope
That's
with
an
nostalgia.
excellent find.
I was like fine with that,
need
but
one
you know,
person for
would have been nice
evaluation.
to get a little bit more. But
Oh, okay. What was in there?
a BD1 skin. So, also, hi Luna. So yeah, when I saw The Last Jedi, however, I thought that was pretty decent. I thought that was pretty cool. And, you know, then you go and watch The Rise of Skywalker and, you know, probably not like the coolest thing JJ has done. And it just sort of, you know, Finn wasn't all that cool. And then, I don't know. A lot of people had a lot of problems with, and I agree with them, with like a lot of the issues with Rise of Skywalker. Like, I don't have a huge issue of like the whole, oh, Palpatine return thing. It's like, come on, in the Legends he did return, but in Legends it was more of a case of like, oh, he couldn't do the Force Ghost thing like, you know, most of the Jedi can do, because the Sith are like obsessed with power and what have you. But what they did is that his Force consciousness could like go into a clone, and then you had like, you know, Admiral Thrawn or Grand Admiral Thrawn or what have you, which was like, you know, that was a really good sort of villain and what have you, which they are also using in Star Wars Rebels and in the Ahsoka series. So like, I don't have an issue with something like, you know, Palpatine coming back, but I have an issue with like, you know, when they're just like, oh, they fly now, and you just have like this very, I don't know, it felt like there was just so much work being done into being like, oh, we're responding to the criticism of The Last Jedi. But to be fair, like, Rian Johnson didn't really have a lot of good opportunities to do in his Last Jedi. And he did like a really good, like, sure, people might, look, overall, I think Disney has done Luke Skywalker dirty, considering we're now learning about, oh, here are some, you know, what's-a-mahoozy, we're getting some, you know, cool sequel stuff where, like, Rey, for instance, is gonna open her Jedi Order and stuff, and it's like, for goodness sake, like, that was meant to be, you know, we were meant to see this shit from Luke and such, and it's like, we obviously didn't get it. Instead, we get, like, a... We didn't get any of that from Luke, so now we're gonna get it from Rey. So it's nice that we get to have... It's nice that we finally get to have, like, oh, here's the Jedi Academy growing and such like that, but it just... I feel like Disney could have done this with Luke Skywalker. They didn't, and because of, like, the way the timeline is, it's like... It's just not... Like, until we get more, what's-a-mahoozy... Until we get more... or post-sequel stuff, like, we're just gonna have all these, like, negative thoughts of, we're not gonna, or not negative thoughts, we're just not gonna have, like, a lot of what's the stuff I'm thinking of, like, there just doesn't seem to be, you know, a lot of good cross-verse moments for the Jedi, because you're either gonna have Jedi that are gonna die or be, you know, running for their lives ever since Order 66, or you're going to get Jedi that come up after, like, Luke's teachings, who are going to, at some point, you know, have an unforeseen circumstance to them due to the whole, you know, Kylo Ren doing his shit. So, the two times that are, like, you know, we have, like, maybe a decade between the different trilogies, we don't exactly have the best of times for Jedi.
Bone Mascadog thinks
Unless you want to
should
go
do
like
20 squats.
before prequels or after sequels, but no one's doing after sequel stuff.
Here, I'm under an Imperial...
20 squats, here we go. I think they are afraid of Mark Hamill dying. Mark Hamill's not gonna die. They could have done this shit though, but they didn't. Hi there, Sky. Uwu to you. How's it going? Did they let Skywalker die off? Rey, I think, is still Skywalker. I think they're still doing that. They're not gonna, like, you know, have her become a nobody or take on the Palpatine name. I think they're gonna commit to, she is Rey Skywalker now. And it's like, great, cool. Alright, 20 squats. here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, I grabbed the mic by accident. Are you guys okay? 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 mass, 20 squats bone. Riot! Leon! Hi, welcome to the stream. We're going on about Star Wars shit. I imagine you with a zebra-striped lightsaber. I feel like my lightsaber color would be... I feel like purple should be reserved for Mace Windu, or like, you know, the sort of the master of combat. I would go for more like maybe a blue. I feel like blue would be my lightsaber color, like a light blue. Plus, like, my eyes, like, hang on a sec, you can't see it, but if you look closely, I have blue eyes. And I have, like, some real ocean-like blue eyes IRL, I've been told. So yeah, I feel like blue would be my,
Big sight. It got a lot further
would be
than
my
we thought.
lightsaber color.
We can't worry about that now. The
Those are
Empire's
teal? Okay,
identified
fine, the
as the
zebra
Jedi
eyes are
from
teal.
Raqqa. They're searching for the
But
mantis
my
as we
eyes are
speak.
blue.
Can't you move the mantis?
It's too risky to start the engine. Its power discharge will draw their attention immediately.
I'll be back as fast as I can.
Alright. Yeah, how am I doing? Doing okay. But yeah, I like... My thoughts, like, the sequel trilogy, like, once we had that all done, it's just sort of like, oh, we've just kind of... I don't know, I feel like it would have divided prequel fans and original trilogy fans again, because it's like prequels, like, original trilogy did not like the prequels because it was just camp and what have you, but it's like, there's nothing really bothersome about the prequels, and as you go through The Mandalorian, it's like, oh yeah, like, prequels and original trilogy, pretty cool stuff, and then meanwhile, or Rogue One, for instance, prequels and original trilogy fans love that as well. I feel like what the sequels has done is... it's bad writing and bad continuity as well, from especially from, like, the two films J.J. Abrams has done. I know some people might have a bit of a myth about Rian Johnson, but I'm going to be real with you guys. Rian Johnson was probably the best... he directed the best of the Star Wars sequel movies. Gonna be lurking because working on something cool. Ooh, something cool. Alright, Life Force and Sims. Enemies have respawned. Alright, I'm gonna have Cal's Life Force increase, actually. And then increase he gets from his stims, because I've been using quite a bit of those. But yeah, that's my thought about the sequel trilogy. It's just, I feel it just, in a way, invalidated, oh, a door? Oh, it wasn't... it's a shortcut. Neaties. Alright, so that's the scout trip. Alright, here we go. There we are. Oh, did not time that right. And then... there we go.
Enemy, look up.
Oh, it just put me back here. Damn it. Okay, never mind. Wait, was I meant to go back? Hang on a second. Quest. The Eye of the Storm, in the Eye of the Rediscover as they were leaving, found another holo pointing them to Kashyyyk. Okay. So, I guess I need to go to Kashyyyk then. Darn, I feel like an idiot. Cause like... Yeah, cause like this whole thing was meant to like loop me back to the ship and what have you. 15th! Hi there, Rudy. Welcome to the stream. If only I was drawing you though, but this idea has been in my head all day. Don't feel pressure to do like gift shit for me, Ryan. I am really curious, however, what your idea from today is and what has been in your head all this time. I'm really curious what it would be. So yeah, because you do some pretty cool stuff. You have a really good flat style. Not flat as in like, you know, like boring flat, but you like the style, like the art flat. Like, cause you know when artists describe like they have like their sketch stage, they have their sketch stage, their line art stage, and they have their flats, and then they have their highlights. It's like it's you know that kind of flat. Flats. All right, so now we're back here. So now we can go down here. Oh, that got rid of like 2 of them at the same time. Hell yeah. Alrighty.
Cal, we've got a walker firing on us, and our weapons are down.
Is that him? Tell him he better get his butt.
Alright.
Hold on. I'm on my way.
We gotta deal with a walker here. There we go.
Stim!
Just wish I had like a ranged attack. You betted it all? The idea is so then other people can bet it into it as well. This is a very silly sort of... There we go. Did it! Someone did 70k on no? Did someone do 70k on no? Did someone think I was going to fail? Oh, hang on. Hello, sir. Alright, now the AT-AT is dead. Hi there, Husky. Welcome to this Husky. Do you have such little faith in me? Do you have such little faith in me? I had one person who said, yeah, puts down 100 points, and then I had Husky put down, nah. I can see the 2 on Husky. Husky does not think I was going to succeed on that. I won that fight. Get fucked. Congratulations, Furry Cures. You are now going to be rewarded 70,100 channel points. Thank you. Thank you for having a vote of confidence in me.
Nice work out there, kid. Hey, you got some real moves on you.
Hell yeah, I got some real
Just
moves
tell
on
me
me.
that this visit wasn't
Since
for
no
nothing.
one voted for no.
found
You
the
didn't have
tomb
to
of the
vote
Zephyr sage.
70,000 channel
They
points for
definitely used the
no.
Force.
An advanced civilization of force wielders
60 seconds?
mysteriously
That was
vanished.
so quick?
No
Wait,
wonder
my
Master
fight
Cordova became so
or
obsessed with
the
them.
prediction
What
poll?
else did you find?
Before they disappeared, the Zeppo journeyed to the planet Kashyyyk. Cordova had a
Yeah.
Wookiee friend named Tarful. Maybe we can find him.
Kashyyyk, look, things are really bad down there. The Empire's muscling in on those Wookiees big time.
Then we better get ready for a fight.
Hell yeah. We're just so confident. We are just so absolutely ready.
I think this lifestyle suits you. Fighting that walker seems to have made you more confident. So, how are you holding up?
I mean, with the Force?
Yes, with the Force. I know you said it
would it
could
be better to
be
like ask him
overwhelming.
I
emotionally?
haven't gotten myself killed yet. Rather not talk about it.
The Jedi don't really have a good game
I
audio
understand.
delay. Maybe just
More
give it a
than you realize.
refresh.
Why'd you choose to stop using the Force?
When the purge started, and our
Furry cures went from
clone troops
5,000
turned
to
against us, my
75,000.
Padawan and I took several younglings and we went into hiding, but we didn't last long. Imperial Patrol was about to discover our location, so I tried to lure them away from my Padawan Trilla. She stayed behind with the younglings, but they caught me. And they tortured me. They wanted to know about the others and how many were left, but mostly they wanted to know about Cordova and where he went.
But you escaped.
Yeah. It was a
Just looks
prison riot.
desynced to you? Alright.
I
I'm
saw
not
my
getting the
opportunity and
desynced
I
feeling
took
watching
it.
it.
But they almost broke me. And I am not the same as I was, Cal.
Your Padawan.
Oh, yeah, she like tapped into the dark side of the Force
Did she
and
survive?
did not like that one bit. I just saw them say,
No.
never mind, so yeah. Do you think I need to have the prediction timer
But that's
going
why
for
we can't give
longer?
up.
Because I have it set to like
We can't let the
60
sacrifice of
seconds
those closest to us
of like, you know, whether or not you can do the vote.
be for
Maybe I
nothing.
should have it like 90 seconds, so it's like a minute and a half. That should like give, you know, sort of plenty of time so that even if there's like, you know, several seconds delay from me saying it and having it presented on the stream, it hopefully will give like a lot more time. Maybe do 2 minutes? I feel like 2 minutes is a little too long, but I'll split the difference for like a minute 90. I just need to make some changes on my stream deck because I have it as like a button to engage the thing. So let me just, all right, so prediction, new prediction running, vote now on your devices. Yep. All right, duration 90, and then it does the prediction title with the options and duration. Save and compile. Change this from 60 to 90 seconds. So I feel like that should be, maybe do longer if you know a boss fight is coming. Well, the point is that I'm able to like press it. So, and yeah, I feel like 90 is a good number. All right, back into the game we go. So if we wanted, we could do orange, but I'm gonna stick to blue. We don't, I like the Eno Cordovo, I prefer this emitter. Let's see, what kind of switch? No, I'm gonna stick to what I've got so far. Oh, not the cactar! Darn you. You know what? I'm gonna switch to that, and then material. We're gonna change to.
Did you see it?
Just some Durasteel. Did I see what? Oh yeah, and look at this. He like cuts every time. He's just cutting through shit. Green. No, we're not gonna go with green. We're gonna stick to blue. Thank you very much. Alrighty.
Please, I'm trying to collect my thoughts.
Cool. You
Everything
okay,
okay?
Grease?
Yeah, I'm great. Just enjoying some peace and quiet.
Careless Jedi. Well, technically he's a Padawan still.
Let's pick our next
like he is.
destination.
All right. We need to locate Kashyyyk. There we go. But yeah, like he's not even like a fully fledged Jedi. He's just a Padawan currently. He's just been on the run like all this time, and he hasn't had like anyone. He hasn't had anyone knight him or anything like that.
I've always liked it. When I was younger, I used to pour through every piece I could find at the Jedi archives.
Did you critique them too?
I admired them. When I became a Seeker, I got to see a few in person. So many different cultures in the galaxy, and each one had their own unique works of art. It was breathtaking.
Cool. There's BD just wanting to press
Time to land.
buttons.
Get up here.
God damn, these like hyperspace travels are fast. How did they teleport there? I was looking at a map, so they could have easily have just walked in.
Oh, tell me we're not running that blockade.
Oh, only as a last resort. I've rigged the Mantis' transponder to transmit Imperial signals. Hey, Grease.
Yeah,
Keep your power signature low and act like we belong.
just like Braca. No sweat.
Cool.
I don't need another set of hands. Just please keep your eye on the scanner.
All right.
Please.
All right.
All right.
Ooh. Gotta be very, very
I don't see
quiet.
anything.
You're preoccupied with something on the ground. We're clear.
Be very, very quiet. We're looking for Wookiees. Lol, and they... Oh, never mind. Someone noticed us. I thought we were going to avoid them, but I guess not. Wasn't she just collecting her thoughts? Yeah, but again, video game nonsense,
look
so...
The Empire is devouring Kashyyyk for its natural resources. Wookiees have been enslaved or displaced.
Where's the big-ass tree? Ah, there's the big-ass tree. I'm pretty sure the way Kashyyyk is like, they have the one big
That was a
tree,
close
and
one,
then
kid.
it, like...
Aren't you supposed to be watching the monitors?
Guerrilla fighters, Wookiees and off-worlders ambushing an Imperial convoy.
Walkers approaching their position.
Tarful could be with them.
How could you not notice and hear the loud
Like deep in the ground, like we're gonna be if we get caught up in that battle down there.
We don't have any other options, and they'll die without our help.
We gotta help people. It's the
So
Jedi
what's your
way.
plan?
Sabotage. We used to scrap walkers on Braca. I'll just jack one.
Get a load of the kid. He thinks we're back in the Clone Wars.
Captain, get us near those walkers.
Wait, what?
Listen, those walkers double as troop transport, so once you get inside, be careful.
Time for no freeze grease to work his magic.
Hey, do me a favor. Stay alive down there.
No
I'll add it
promises.
to
I'm
the
probably
plan.
gonna die, like, you know, maybe once or twice.
Right, if
Kid.
you're jumping, you better do it now, kid.
You ready for a swim, BD?
Oh, God. You're hitting concrete. You're hitting the water that hard, it's gonna feel like concrete. I don't know. And what's more is we just have random shit in the water. Hi there, Alvirus. Welcome to the scene. And jumps right into a shark's. Fun fact, I was playing Far Cry 3, and you know how they give you that, like, introduction, like, area for you to, like, you know, kill boars, steal their meat, grab some plant ants and what have you? There was, like, a river or something like that. And on the other side was the plants I needed. And I was like, oh, I'll just, like, jump in and swim across. The second I jumped in, a crocodile's, like, it played the animation for a crocodile trying to get me and, like, you know, grabs at my body or something like that and starts to, like, you know, death roll me. And I thought that was, like, intentional of, like, oh, you can't swim yet. And I was just like, oh, God, I was panicking. You love this gamer? Hell yeah.
You ready to do this?
Alright, we're gonna get onto this walker. Whoa, Jesus. no need to worry, BB. We gotta be extra stealthy.
Maybe we can get up there.
Thank you for the Hyper Himbo Husky. I'm gonna need it. I'm not a helpless Zeebs. Alright, oh, I see. I'm gonna jump across to there. Climb up.
Okay, now where?
They walk. They're walking! And
Let's finish this.
just a AT-AT that's just got a fucking beard.
Thanks, BD. Let's climb to the top.
Yep, sounds good. Nope. Okay, I thought I had to do something to get, you know, to actually, like, get rid of that guy, but I guess, you know, luck's on my side. And then down in here. A lot of shaking.
There's no pulse. Your turn to report fatalities. This is Elna. It's the Jedi! We'll end this quick. Keep your heads down. I can't do this by myself.
Neat. We did our job. We're good. Alrighty. Now we gotta break open this thing.
Reading a new ship on scanners. They brought more firepower than we thought. How's our hull looking? Badly damaged. We're at 70% integrity and falling. That should still be enough to stop out these insurgents. Huh?
Hello.
Can't believe that actually worked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Star Wars logic. Their helmets are like really easily able to like just break them.
Shut that guy up.
207. Stand down or we won't hit.
Better. Let's do this.
Alrighty.
That's the blasters. You said it.
There we go. Come on.
Let's move forward.
Yeah. It's just Jedi shit. Oh, hello.
Hey! Who
Hi.
are you?
Someone who just brought an AT-AT to the table. Who are you?
Someone making the Empire angry. We're advancing on an imp landing pad up ahead. Wouldn't mind fire support.
Copy that. Let's make him even angrier.
It's like a tank in Halo.
More troopers. We have to protect the guerrilla fighters.
That should do it. You're still surprised they got Forrest Whitaker to reprise his role? I'm fairly sure that he reprised his role in the Bad Batch as well, didn't they? Like, he's there in, what's-a-mahoozy, in, Andor. Like, we have him at least in that. Like, let's be real, like, depending on the Star Wars project, you will, like, you do a good job and you will get fans part of it. Like, in The Mandalorian, like, Season 3, we were able to get Jack Black and Lizzo and Christopher Lloyd. Oh yeah, we were meant to destroy this thing. There we go. Come on. There we go.
Can you do anything? Hold on! Brace yourself, BD!
Mandalorian. It's not much of a spoiler. There's Jack Black and Lizzo at some point. Where are the seatbelts? There are no seatbelts in sci-fi. There are no seatbelts in sci-fi or fantasy. Because some of us would like to believe that we do not need to follow the safety rules to stay alive.
No, we are not doing that again.
Pure fantasy.
You just wrecked a perfectly good walker.
Well, to be fair, you didn't have a walker to start with.
Cal Kestis?
Saw Gerrera. What are you doing on Kashyyyk?
Looking for somebody. What are you doing here?
My companions and I came to Kashyyyk to disrupt Imperial supply lines.
Hey!
Yay, it's our team.
So, who are you looking for?
A Wookiee chieftain named Tarful.
Tarful is impossible to find. There's a reason he's evaded the Empire for this long.
He's a freedom fighter?
He's the freedom fighter. A symbol of the Wookiee resistance. Striking at the Empire from the Shadowlands.
Seer? Grease? This is Saul.
How you doing?
What do you want with Tarful?
Jedi business.
The Jedi dead.
Not all of them.
He's very much aware of the
Get
Jedi,
that
at
off a
least.
corpse?
My master gave it to me.
Nini, not to worry, Hendrix. You have a good night.
This pad supports an Imperial refinery that runs on Wookiee slave labor. Intel suggests that some of the captives there are guerrilla fighters.
I should help them. One of them might know how to contact Tarful.
It's possible.
Whoa, wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. The Mantis works wonders. I mean, it's a great ship, excellent pilot, but it is not built for close support.
We'll stay here and monitor Imperial transmissions. With a bit of luck, we'll intercept any distress calls.
Appreciate it. My lieutenants and I will scout ahead to prepare the attack. Join us when you're ready. Go, go.
Alrighty.
Later, Cal. Please.
Glad you're all right.
Yeah, good to see you too. This place is a dump.
Your plan worked. And now you want to follow Saul?
You don't like that idea?
I'm concerned you're jumping from one risk to the next.
Wait, what? I fly my ship in the middle of a battlefield, and now we're talking about risks?
Well,
Why
yeah,
didn't you
because
stop
Saw Gorilla
My job
has
is to
some
guide you on your
rather crazy
Not
things.
choose it for you. So here's my advice. The Empire's overtaken hundreds of worlds. There's a reason Saw chose Kashyyyk.
Over here.
Hold it.
Oh, cannot jump to that side, apparently. You know,
Let's get going, BD1.
forgot how tall the Wookiees are.
If anything goes wrong with this plan, we're finished.
Mari's mapped out the nearest garrisons. The Empire won't have time to send reinforcements. We'll be okay.
Oh?
Cool. Alrighty. Alright, we don't have the scope thingy-majiggy to break those, so... This way? Yep, this way.
Saul should be at the other end of this trench.
Monkey! Monkey.
What'd you find? No way across. Maybe something around here can help.
Alright, let's have a look. Break these things open.
Looks like a technician's bench.
Damn it. God damn you. Fucking spiders. disgusting. They have to give us giant spiders now. Alright.
How much current can you conduct?
Does this give him like the scope thing, or does it just give him like a short circuit?
Imperial tech.
Ah, okay, that's what it does. Cool. And he does like his little happy feet things. That's nice. Alright. Overcharge. BD1 can now turn machinery on and off. Alright.
Let's try it.
As near overcharge panels, you can turn off on and off machines. Cool. Alright, let's see what it's like going to this machine. We can't get to that thing, because unfortunately we don't yet have a way of like going up ropes. Because I believe that's the problem with that rope. Alright, that one requires a cool thingamadiggy, which we do not have. Alright, and then cross again. Clearly, we're going to use the short circuit thingamadoo to fix... Yep, because there's that weird gear-looking thing. Once we have that in place, then we can do the thingy.
Gotta jolt this.
And then... done. There we go. There's a bit of a delay. Oh, they do like explosive shit. Thought I was able to stop that, but okay, never mind. Oh! Oh, I just do not... Oh, there we go. I just can't catch ropes someday. There we go. Jump, jump.
Imperial sap refinery lies dead ahead.
What does the Empire want with tree sap?
Nothing
Explosives?
good. They refine the sap into a powerful compound, and they're rushing to expand production.
We have to stop them.
That's the plan. We don't know their end game, but they spread themselves too thin. This map we've recovered proves it.
Here you go, bud.
These refineries double as brutal prison camps. We use those cutters to create a distraction, while you take your lightsaber and free the Wookiees inside. We need their help to stop the Empire.
Understood.
Sounds good to me.
Watch yourself in there.
You hear that? Said he needs my help. Come on, buddy.
Alright. Can't get anything new, so this way. Break that open, run across. Do not fall over. And give us a little moment to know just how in trouble we are. Oh, we can meditate here. Get ourselves a full health thingamadiggy before we go into the thingamadiggy. Skill tree. One skill point, holding to push a group of enemies. Yep, let's go with that. There we go. Alright. We'll try and use, like, force powers a little more to, you know, get good at this. Because this is like a Dark Souls, except, you know, without too much difficulty. Alrighty. Let's have a look.
Over there. One of the cutters turned on. Shoot on it! I understand. Taking the shot. Can't be that quick. Can't top my skill.
Gotcha. I can top your skill. Observe, good sir. They're not the hardest thing. The Purge Troopers are going to be interesting, though.
Wookiee warriors left this. They used this place as a hideout in their battle against the Empire.
And then... Alright. Through here. Open. I wasn't gonna trust him.
Watch it! It's just me? And...
Easy. Alright, we're gonna deal with you next.
I'm not doing all the work! Don't let up!
There we go. And then we go in here.
Watch out! Let me out!
Unlocked a shortcut, and now we have this guy.
This is what
Is he a mini boss or is he a normal person? Yeah, he's just a mini.
Grandmaster Dog thinks you should do 20 squats.
You are weak.
I keep forgetting it's B to...
All Jedi must... I'll relish killing you. Jedi are nothing but traitors. Scum. You'll pay.
Keep going.
Just got called in for 6 hours from now. Fuck my life.
Looks like
I'm
you're
sorry
blocked.
to hear that.
I'll fix that. Never seen a trooper like that before. You gotta get these Wookiees out of lockup.
Alrighty. I'm sorry to hear that, Bone. Let me get your 20 squats done as soon as I can now. Stretch! Stretch for the big boy! Alright, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. I greatly appreciate it.
Keep moving, Jedi. Vents open. Go.
Oh, never mind. Thank you for the 20 squats. The troopers say halt sometimes, a la Toy Story 2.
Tight fit.
It would be funny if they did. Oh, look, it's the explodey bugs.
Flame beetles, they're coming through the walls.
Oh, flame beetles.
Jedi is here.
You. There we go. Scan you.
You sure you want to plug into this thing?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Alright, he did his thing.
Oh, shortcut. That's why you wanted to move this thing. You had no idea that was there, did you? You just wanted to turn that cutter on.
The cutter was cool, though. I'll hand it to them. You haven't had a day off in 2 weeks? Aw, oh, damn. Ow!
JCat99 paid to say
Fire oil. Dodge this.
Yeah! Oh, that is violent.
Let's give him a thrashing.
There we go. Gotcha.
Let's go,
Alright,
BD1.
open this.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we get. Thank you for the 10 bits, J-Cat.
What was in there?
Didn't know bits caused you pain? Yes, they cause me pain. But I am okay
Wonder
now.
if Grace can cook with these.
I am now okay. I am kind of surprised that 10 bits was enough to knock me out. It might just be because of, I don't know, something else. There we go. What's this?
What's this?
Oh, it's just sap barrels. Never mind. Yeah, hopefully you're doing all right tonight, J-Cat.
Oh, this is it. At least we have the high ground. What was that? Another hijack
You
cutter.
do not have the high ground.
Cutter near the cell blocks. Immediate aid requested. It's breaking through and destroying everything. Incoming! Come on, and fight us! You, get up here! Watch out! Get to cover! One of us! You'll pay for that!
Need a stim?
Stim doesn't fully heal me, but that's okay.
Still alive in there?
So far. Almost to the prison.
Good. Imperial
The high ground means you win automatically. Well,
if you don't get the prisoners soon.
that's what it is after, like, you know, at Revenge of the Sith. But I think, and some people, like, there's been some stuff on the internet where Obi-Wan's whole thing is that he's able to, when the other individual has the high ground, he's actually been able to counter it, like he did with General Grievous, Darth Maul back in Phantom Menace. So when he tells Anakin, it's over, I have the high ground, like, he's kind of saying it in a moral sense, but he's also tricking Anakin to actually try and be above him, because as we all know, it's not actually Obi-Wan being higher than you that you have to be worried about. It's the fact that you try and be above Obi-Wan, because then he'll just be like, "Fa-ba! Surprise!" So that's what's happening. Didn't know cause it, not as real, but I don't want to destroy the vibe of the stream with my shit. Nah, you're all good. You are all good, J-Cat. You ain't breaking any vibes. Attacking out of sprint allows to perform a special lightsaber attack. Holding slow. Maximum force increased. Holding slow. Increases the distance when he travels. I'm not going to spend any points here. There's probably going to be something better to spend once we unlock, like, a new ability or something, no doubt. Alright. Oop. Nearly fell off. That wouldn't have been great.
And our reinforcements?
In retreat.
Good.
Sir?
The fewer distractions, the better.
Think we should check that out?
Bonk. I keep pressing A instead of...
Smash him! This one's mine!
You! All Jedi must die! We've nearly got him!
Just fight him!
I did not succeed. Do you want a hug? Oh. Oh, I didn't know about that, J-Cat. I'm sorry to hear. Sorry to hear about that. I thought you were meaning, like, ruining the vibe by throwing bits at me that would actually, like, you know, make me go unconscious and such. Not, I don't want to break the vibe because there's some actual bad news in my life. I thought you were meaning... I am so sorry, J-Cat. I didn't mean... Yeah. You're all good. Like... if you need a minute, or you just want to be someplace where you don't have to think about that stuff, you're welcome to stick around, see what we're on about and what have you. So don't feel like you need to like sort of, you know, be like, I'm sorry, a friend has died. Don't feel like you have to do that. You're welcome to stick around. Besides, in this game, I am going to die many times, and I am going to need chat at there with me.
Someone else take him.
Jedi, form up.
Aim and fire.
There we go.
Loud and clear.
Arrange backup squad.
Heyo, hi Bean.
Fading.
Alright.
Weakling. You'll pay. I'll slice you to ribbons.
Yeah. Got it that time around. I'm still getting hit here and there, but it is what it is. Alright, I need a scope rifle most likely to move that thing.
This needs power.
Oh. But yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for the second month of subscriptions. I greatly appreciate it. You don't have to worry about advertisement, and you get to continue using all those cool emotes. These boys. Do you have a favorite yet, bestest boy?
Creative freak. I don't know.
Why you gotta pull the lever there, bestest boy? Is there a redeem for VIP? Just asking? No, there isn't one. I have a lot of VIP slots, like, spare. It's just I don't... Oh, hang on. This is a boss battle. Alright, we're gonna run a prediction chat. Am I gonna be able to win this on the first go?
Glug, glub, glug, glub, glug.
Alrighty then, I am going to glug 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 while I wait for chat to give me their predictions. Alrighty. You love the potato? That's good to hear. But yeah, I don't have a redeem for like, oh, can I be a VIP? I don't have a redeem like that. So I threw the VIPs a lot around, but I haven't yet done like a new like found someone that I'm like, yes, I'm gonna give you VIP. It will come to mind when I think of it. Hi there, bestest boy. Thank you for the hello theres. Alrighty, let's see. 93% of people think I'm gonna succeed on this. That's nice. We got 2 naysayers, however. How dare they? No, bestest boy, do not redeem the maid outfit. Alrighty. Let's see. We're gonna give it just a little more time, get some more votes in. So, if I do fail at this, that means bestest boy and whoever else has voted on no gets like a K out of this, so... Color me curious. Let us see. Please do. Don't listen to JCat. JCat is very emotional right now, and they're going to emotionally manipulate you. All right, voting done. Looks like voting is done. 93% of people say I'm gonna win this. All right, I won't disappoint. Oh, Jesus! Ow, ow, no, ow.
Stim, now!
You will regret that.
Ow. Fucking bitch slapping me.
Deflecting attacks.
Yeah! I am a fucking champ. I won my victory. Raid? Oh my goodness, there's a raid. Well, I'm going all rainbowy and I just finished my prediction. Oh my goodness. Hello, Drake the Drake. Hello, Grimless. What in the world? Hello? Who are all these people? Who are you? Hello? Drake the Drake. Hi there. Welcome to... Hi there. Welcome to the stream. Oh, no, don't... I can't show my nipples on stream now. There's all these raiders here. Oh my goodness. Zoom out. Zoom out. Hello. Welcome, everyone. Do you even lift, bro? I absolutely lift. Thank you very much. Look at these muscles. Look at these muscles. Do you really think I don't lift? Look at this. Look at the muscles on me. Look at the squats I do. I am a fucking...
This is beautiful.
Thank you, Furry Curers, for being my #1 fan. Thank you for being my biggest fan. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, viewers. Welcome to the stream. My name is Grant. I am a variety furry streamer. Normally, I have, like, Himbo written on a shirt, but unfortunately, that's been stolen by... Hendrix.
Thank you, Bistes Boyox, for the tier 1 gift sub to Raider Sonic.
Damn the man titties. Exactly. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are all having a wonderful evening. It's the evening for me. It might be the morning for you guys. I am going to go on a little bit of a punt, and I'm going to say that... So the two raiders were Drake the Drake and Grim Lestan. Both of you, let's see, Grim Lestan was playing golf with friends. Drake the Drake was doing golf. Were you two playing golf with friends with each other? Were you two being bestest buds? Playing video games together? Ah, Jesus Christ!
Thank you, Boyox, for the tier 1 gift sub to Furry Cures.
Bestest boy, thank you again for the gifted sub. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Congratulations, you get to keep using my emotes in other channels, and you don't have to deal with advertisement. It's very tempting to do an advertisement and be like these ones, but I won't do that.
Becky. Limb smash.
Who's horny? Bonk! Lol. Wait, who's responsible for the bonk? Grim Lestan. We were playing with our balls. Oh, yeah, no, Furry Cures was absolutely right to bonk you for that one. But yeah, well, welcome to the stream. I am going through the Jedi Fallen Order. I'm going to try and get this done before I go into Jedi Survivor next Friday. So hopefully I'll be able to do well. I have predictions going off whenever I go into like into boss battles. And most recently, I have been 2 for 2 in winning on my first boss
Quote
battles.
343. Are we going to be seeing a beheading already? Thank you, Bistes Boyox, for the tier 1 gift
boy, you
sub
don't
to
have to
Grim
do
Last
this.
Stand.
My Zeebs can only handle so many explosions. Thank you so much for the gifted sub to Grim Lestand. Is it Lestand or Lestand? I don't know which one it is. Alright. I need to now get back into this game. I need to now know and figure out where I need to go next. Another Ox is there? I think it might be the Grim Lestan. I'm not 100% certain. We got all kinds of furries here. We got all kinds of non-furries here. We got all these Wookiees. Oh, I actually saw a Tauntaun fursuit one time. Zebra cake. Hey. You don't get to see the zebra cake. Also, cool emote. I see you are a follower of Space Yeen. I think it's Space Yeen.
Fight some imps?
Oh, best boy.
All right, let's help these Wookiees
best
get back
boy
in the
Ox.
fight.
I didn't realize they were.
Great work, Jedi.
Are they an Ox? I just thought of them as bestest boy, and that's it. Hello.
We need to rendezvous with Saw.
Cool. What's this do?
That's not moving.
Damn it. Cool. Ah!
Thank you, Bistes Boyox, for the tier 1 gift sub to Drake the Drake.
I'm just dying left and right.
Wookiee died
Bestest
from
boy!
toxic fumes.
What are you
Vampires poisoned
doing?
the planet.
What are you doing, bestest boy? You're throwing so many gift subs. Sub goal is met. Thank you. Thank you so much for hitting the sub goal. Like, I got, like, the sub-pay thingy-majiggy went off like half a week ago. That number is going to drop very quickly, like, when we get into May, because I'm also going to be on, like, probably not playing on the weekend when Furdu goes off. Yes, they have a sub to Spacey. Excellent. Case in point. Bean. Bean!
Saw's up ahead. We must be close.
Alrighty. Wait, can I jump to this thing? No, I can't jump to this thing. Who bonked me? Alright, I'm no longer Hyper Himbo. Alright, jump and break you.
Coward! I can't do this by myself.
Yes, you can.
Night Sky Jim paid me to say give me the sauce, Big Himbo.
Big sauce? Type in exclamation point ref sheet. No, do not. No, not that sauce. Don't look at my Himbo pecs this
Stretching
way.
time sponsored by Viscessa Points.
Alright, is it this thingy-majiggy I want? Yes, it is. Cool. Overcharge. And then... Alright, that should be close in. Damn it! You had to drop the anvil on me. Oh, I should probably just, you know, overcharge it. Leave it as is, and then... Then I just run across. Oh my god, everyone's playing everything! Nice belly? What do you mean, nice belly? I have, like, a perfectly fine chiseled abs. Oh my goodness. Hyper Himboed again once more because of Bestest Boy. Thank you so much. Alrighty. Okay. Climb these things. More Wookiees. How many messages have I been missing? Let's see. Drake and Grim were playing golf with friends. Yep, I gathered that. Just one more. So, is there another Ox here? Hey, Aku. I don't know which one is Aku. And then Dark King Shiro did the zebra cakes. It is hard keeping up with chat. How do you guys do it? How do you streamers do this kind of thing? If you guys need a rest, however, that's okay. You don't need to answer.
We need the Wookiees to finish this.
I'm just curious.
Hurry!
Oh, you're Aku by another name.
Go!
Wait a second!
Quote 1.
Hang on.
As a VIP, you should have power.
Hang on. I gave you a nickname for some reason. I have Aru as my nickname to you. What in... Have you been here before? You're that... Okay, 20... You've been here before. What? February. Mood. You have been here before. Dice sent you there. You see pecs. You offer pecs. You's a big boy too. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. How do I not keep up with people? Thank you for the follow, Ninja Fox. Oh my god. Wait, who recently followed me? I got Ninja Fox, Wolf Puppo Men, Dark Knight Shiro, Grim Lestand, Frez Drusty, Eva. Oh, Jesus
Thank
Christ.
you, Viscest Boy Ox, for the tier 1 gifts, sub to Oxgelis.
They were here when Dice raided me. I am terrible with names and faces. Ow. I was really hoping to just push him as well, but...
Gotta get them out of there.
Get these cells open!
Trying to.
Jedi is here! Hit him already! Lay down suppressing fire! I got it.
Alert!
Stim, here!
Ow, I forgot the bitch slap. There we go. Yeah, got him. You love the TTS for my name? Ox... What did they say? I missed... It was like Oxelius or something? Bestest Boy is Bestest Boy is definitely loaded with generosity. It is insane. I don't know how they do this. They are number 2 now in the gifted subs, only trailing behind by Augusto9 Gamer. I don't know how I get these Insomniac viewers who are just sort of like, ah, yes, Himbo Zebra with the titties. Sub. It's insane. Like, is it because of the titties? Is it because of the himbo titties that, like, you know, that's why you give me the subs? Cookie for Night Sky. I know Night Sky follows me because of the himbo titties, because I remember him from my Twitters. Hi, bestest boy. All right. Guess what? You're gonna send me a gift sub again, aren't you? I know how you tick now, bestest boy. You're gonna blast me off at the speed of light, and I'm just gonna have like this little star, and I'm just gonna go ting. Nope. Okay. Dem lips. Yes. Dem lips. Wolk is. Ah! There is so many like death triggers going off. Is this open? Hey, it does. Alright, I reckon I can do this. Lol, got him. Yes, they got me good. Every time they gift a sub at me, I'm getting blasted off with a yippee and just going yeet. Not 1, not 2, not 3. Oh no, not 4, but 5 gifted subs. Over on to Sir Dragon, Talonfizz, Morris Amalgam, Alvirus, and Yonar. I need to get the Wavelink software to do like cool voices and shit when I hit the buttons. I've not yet done that. Wait, am I meant to go this way? Meditate. Rest.
Glug, glub, glug, glub, glug.
I will definitely use this time to have a drink. We need to make a goal to show the booty. I should make it a sub goal. I should make it a ridiculous sub goal to risk my booty being shown on stream. Some cool butt thing. I need to think of a number. I just did the sub goal to 50. I need a number. Also, I need to stop thinking and do my thingy-mattiggies. A 5-minute himbo. No. No. We're not doing a 5 minutes staring at my titties. I'm not one of them, I'm not one of them, like, cool just chatting girls where I got the low-cut shirt and I'm able to, like, you know, just squeeze them together and just be like, oh, guys, this game is just so hard. Oh, why is life so unfair? I just want to play games and sit around all day as people throw subs. Like, I can't be that. Oh, security droid. Oh, bitch slapped.
Hang on him.
Oh.
Contact established.
Yeah, sliced him in half.
Let's do this. Back up, back up.
I think I'm out of force powers.
Hurting Jedi.
Got him. You're gonna write. I'm gonna write your name on my breast when you give 1,000 bits. If I could somehow like be able to do like live edits to my texture, I know I would most certainly make that a redeem if I could. Like, oh, for 1,000 bits, I will have like this texture altered where like one of my like a random part of my body gets like Comic Sans your name.
We're on it.
But I don't have the engineering prowess to figure out how to do that. Oh,
Give me stim.
was just a joke. And congratulations, bestest boy. Look at this. You 1,000 bits and you get that. You get some Japanese people being cowboys, and the line just keeps going. Look at... Oh, why is it... Look at that line. Look at this Congo line of just... Oh my goodness. Just click, click, click. All these... Ah! They're first in bits now? Oh yeah, with 1,000 bits. No doubt about that. Look at this. Look at all these guys playing fucking cowboys. Dun, 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 dun. Just all of them. They're all just dying. It was so good. It was so great. Thank you so much for the 1,000 bits, bestest boy. Have fun, hun. I will. I will have fun. Is that a thing you do when someone donates 10,000 bits? I don't have a thing for when they donate 10,000 bits. I was just being facetious that if I somehow had, you know, Doig Swift or Gwillem? You know those guys? They have like they have their VTuber in a custom-made Unity project, and they're able to do those they're able to do like whatever they want in their Unity project.
Bestest Boyox demands you drink.
All right, I'll drink. They have a thingy-majiggy where, like, because they do their own thing in Unity, I feel like they have like a lot more opportunity of being able to make up their own, like, you know, redeems and what have you. I would personally like to be able to try and do that, because one of the things I have regularly going on for me is I will do...
1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
I have this thing with, if I just alt-tab really quickly, I have this thing with my VTubing model where I have shirts and props. So right now I have like different textures for my shirt for different games. So here's one for Spider-Man, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Halo. This one was done by an artist named Booster Pang. They sell this as an actual shirt. I wish I kept the... And then this is like my classic Halloween if I don't have that. But then I have props as well. So I have like a birthday hat, or the Master Chief helmet, or a Santa hat, or... Hype Train doesn't work because that's right now a shape key. I have a cowboy hat as well. And then I have Sora's hair. But really, like, this is what I'm normally like. So yeah, I would like to try and, like, if I could do a Unity project, I would make it like a lot easier for, you know, being able to make it so like if someone does a Twitch redeem or something or other for like changing of the attire, it will go through like a list of, like, they can type in like a list of thingy-majiggies or maybe a shirt design, and it will update the texture rather than me needing to, like, say, go pressing a button, hitting for a shape key to display, you know, a particular thingy-majiggy on my side and then doing all that stuff manually. All right, let me do, while I'm in rainbow mode, let me do my 20 squats, because otherwise Furry Cures and Bone Mask Dog will be mad with me. Here we go, 20 squats. You gonna do them with me, chat? Here we go, 20 squats. Here we go, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Furry Cures. Yes, absolutely. We are working on making this booty firm. We're working on making it a good ass. We're working on making it a good ass. Don't really want to change anything. Yay! That's the AT out of the way. tight booty is always appreciated. I would like a big booty. I'd like a firm, like bubbly kind of butt. I know it's going to be a little bit tricky to get IRL, but I want to try.
Everyone!
Lol, Dark Knight has too much
These
horny.
have been
Becky.
hard years.
Lum smash.
We've lost comrades,
Bong.
friends,
There we go.
family,
Horny.
to the Empire. Dark times. And yet the fire
Want to trade? Nah.
still burns.
I'll work on my things.
Still burns.
As much as I would love the magic power of being able to like alter my appearance or instant teleportation, I have to make do with what I've got and do the hard work to change it. It's just going to be really hard to do
It's
that.
not yet lost. On the course. You've seen what the Empire has done to Kashyyyk. These stories are playing out all over the galaxy. My partisans could use a Jedi on our side.
Thanks, but we have our own mission.
We have our own mission I can't walk away from. Not yet.
The offer stands. Keep it in mind.
Cal, I'm Mari Kosan.
Hookie!
This is Commander Choisik.
Thank you for the 6 bits, bestest boy.
Sorry. I'm not quite fluent.
Me neither.
Choisik says he'll do whatever he can to find Tarful and vouch for you.
Do you think he's still alive?
Have faith, Cal. We'll be in touch with your ship. For the cause.
For the cause, indeedies. Alrighty. Oh, hello guys. What are you? Cool. Overcharge this. Oh, hang on. That won't help. Oh wait, but it's opened up this, however, which does help. I think this helps. Nope, it doesn't. Alright. So, am I meant to talk to you guys? Is that how I'm meant to do this?
You've been fighting for so long. Have you learned anything from war?
Too many sexy men around. What can I say?
Everything the Empire
Too
takes
many
from
sexy
us
men around.
only makes us stronger. Each injustice
Damn, my
spurs
brain
others
is
to
going
join
empty.
our cause. If we stand together, we can win.
Just like
Cool.
today. Thank you. Hold it.
Alright, I think... So I think what I meant to... No, it's not that thingy-majiggy. Alright. Ow! Thank you for the hyper himbo. My goodness, so much himbo energies. Alright. Oh, because I meant to press this button in order to move to the other thingy-majiggy, I see.
I've been monitoring Imperial communications and I picked up something. Project Augur has been reactivated. The Empire may be close to finding another Zeffo tomb.
Looks like we still have work to do.
Oh.
You think Sar and the others will be okay? Always looking on the bright side, huh?
Ooh, actually, that reminds me.
Hey, thanks. For everything.
There we go. Alright, no point going there. We've already done the overload there, which means we need to go this way. Huh? Oh, it's the gonk droid. Basically just an oversized battery. My goodness. Game, try not to drop any frames, please. I don't yet have a new way of being able to do my thing.
Hey, Seer.
Cal, good to see you back in one piece. Mari Kosan contacted us. We know you couldn't find Tarful.
I love risking our lives for nothing. It's fantastic.
Hey, don't
It wasn't for nothing. Mari and Choisik will come through.
I like your optimism. We could all use a little of that now and then.
Hey, I'm a positive guy, too. I'm positive that if I die, I'll be very upset.
Nut.
You did good, Cal. We might not have found Tarful yet, but you saved lives today. Don't forget that.
Will do. Oops, that did not work out. There we go. Nope, that didn't work out either. Alright. Quest. Cookie for bestest boy once again. We now have to... I think we gotta travel back to Zepho now. And new plants to give to What's-Mahoozy.
Breeze worked his magic.
Awesome. So we got the Kelpie, we got Gilly Pods, Bone Shear. That sounds dangerous. That sounds weird. Alrighty, do we have a new piece to our lightsaber? I think we did get a new piece or two. Emitters. Duty and Resolve, and then there's those. Nothing new there. Nothing new on the sleeve. Dunium. Umbral chart. Nah, nothing new. Alright. Don't slice. Oh my god, he's slicing bits of shit. Don't bonk me on the head. Alright. Yeah, come on. I'm just so impatient. I want to try and get through more and more of this game and get this done. Alright. Holo table. Tell me
Let's
more.
see what's out there.
Tell me more. Alright. Main quest. Here we go. Oh. Main quest. Yep. I
Back
do
to
not
Zepho,
like
huh?
this.
The Empire might have found a Zepho tomb. We can't waste any time.
Absolutely.
Heard about a high-stakes game from one of Saw's fighters. A few extra credits couldn't hurt, you know?
Gambling. Grease, use your head. One of these days, the Haxian brood is going to catch up with you.
Those slubs? I'll hear them coming from a parsec away.
I don't need your gambling habit causing us more trouble with murderous criminal syndicates.
You're right, I know it. I just want to blow off some stress every once in a while, you know?
Yeah,
Anyway,
but
all of
gambling's
that
not
is
a
in
great
the
way of doing
past.
that.
I'm sure it won't be a problem.
I hope so too, kid.
Sit down,
Or,
kid, it's
you
time
know,
to land.
Dude. Hopefully it's not going to be a problem, but I played this game. I know it's going to be a problem. But some of you guys may not know it's a problem. Alright, we're back here. Alrighty then. Back out we go. Oh look, the AT is still here. Alrighty. Okay, we're looking to get there. Let's see. Alright, easiest way would most likely be just, you know, going this a ways. Grant, you want to cuddle me? Yeah, you're welcome to.
Someone's down there! Alright! Watch where you're shooting!
Ow. Oh. Got him. Alrighty. Making our way across. Try not to die or run off the cliff.
I've really stepped it up. Are you and Grease safe?
You worry about the mission. I'll worry about keeping us off their radar. We'll be fine.
We got him!
There we go. Oh, cool. Didn't remember this thing. You hugged me? Thank you.
Take her and go. I'll lead them away.
Buster, no!
We've got an intruder here! Move up already! How can we stand against that?
Alright, here we go.
Don't pay for this.
Got him.
Can't take a hit?
I can, can't you? Nailed it. Oh, wrong way.
How'd you get down there?
That way.
Oh, look! He's scared! Come on, hit him!
Talk all you want. I only need a few hits.
Once again, just absolutely decimating any and all threats. Alright, force push.
I see you.
And I destroyed
You're not getting out of this.
Gotcha. Alrighty. Am I going the right way? I think I'm going the right way. Yes, I'm going the right way.
Quote 42. In D&D, if you want to have a magical dude with muscles, you go a barbarian with wild magic or totem guardian.
Yes.
Found him! Come on, hit him!
Don't panic. Keep steady. I can take him myself.
Fire at will! Shoot him!
I copy. A few more hits.
Help, BD!
I'm going to stop you. Understood.
I beat you. I can.
Gotcha. Touch and go there, but we did it. Muscle mage? No. Muscles are on the barbarian. That's how it's been of all time. Am I going the right way? Yes, I am. Cool. Jump. Swing. Alrighty, now to get rid of...
Intruder here. Get him! Don't be next. That's it. It's all over now.
Slice. It would be nice if they slice in half, but you know, it is what it is. Alrighty then. I have not played D&D in a long time.
Wasn't
I don't know
expecting
if I
this.
have the. I don't know if I have the chops to
It's a
keep
giant
doing
Zepho
it.
statue. Kinda thought there would be Zepho stuff inside.
Long walk around, climb up here. Hey, what's this?
Scomplink? Yeah, you're right. I think I could replace yours with this. Let's get you fixed up.
Awesome. We now have a thingy-majiggy to, like, hack.
How's that?
Yay!
Wanna try it out?
Awesome. Come on. Yeah. Alrighty. Splice. Thank you.
I see you down there.
Yeah, you guys aren't doing too hot. And then another splicing thing.
Good work, BD.
Nice. Oop. That's not what I wanted to have happen. Jump. Climb up. Dink. There we go. Who's quacking at me? Wait. A muscle mage can cast spells of enlargement? Yeah, I see where you're going, but that's not a thing in D&D. Bonk. Gotcha. We need more splicing in case we weren't aware of how to do splicing.
Thanks, BD.
There we go. Alright, that opens up new thingy-majiggies for us, I believe. Yep. Alrighty then. So we just need to find a way to get down, which will most likely be from...
I'll break your guard.
There we go. And then... Oh! Scope thingy-majiggy. We can open this thing now.
Just what we need.
Alright, he looks around, and...
What you got there?
Mercury for the Mantis. Oh, I was hoping for more Jedi parts. Alright, climb up. Swing across. I think there's a... Was there another thingy-majiggy to open up? Nah, we've already opened this thingy-majiggy. Okay. Running. Dropping down. Climbing across. Oh, we completely missed a thingy-majiggy. Oh, well. I can do that, like, in my off time or something like that. Nope. Alright, never mind. I guess we're going here. And then... Ow.
I need help. Mind helping me out?
Thank you.
Nice job.
Alrighty, and then...
What are you muttering about over there? I was just trying to remember info on the Philac, I think it's called. You can kill it by shooting it. That's all you need to know.
You can kill it by shooting at it.
Moving to engage.
Thingy-majiggies? Yeah. I say that a lot. Work is actually, like, at work, we've now created, like, a bingo card for stuff we say in the office, and Thingamajig is on the bingo card. Thingamajig is now in the bingo card for us. So, granted, I'm the one that's saying it all the time, but... Nope, that's death. Never mind. What the? Never mind. Jump. Exactly have a good way of doing that one. Alright, meditate. You need a sticker with that saying or phrase? That's not a bad idea. I'll put that in my thing keys. I know there's like some emotes that I want to have as a sticker, such as the angry, the ehwa, or the pogs, but I've not yet like started any like, you know, like stream. I know Stream Elements has like a merchandise like storefront you can use, but I've not yet like made anything from that. I've not yet like created it or made it available for use.
Execute the intruder. Break his defense. Do this. I've got you.
Could have just kicked him off the edge, but okay. Alrighty. Nuke. Jump. Roll. Plus, I need to have a think about, like, how the spelling is done. Because I'm pretty sure I'm a thing, like... So the thingamajiggy is thing, ma, and then jig with a J instead of a G. So, because you type in thingy, majiggy, you type it in as 2 words. I always think of it as one, where thingy... So, because thingy and majiggy is... Yeah, I see it as, like, 1 word. Whatsamahoosis is also another one I use a lot. There we go. Alrighty. Easy. Am I still going the right way? I think I don't know if... Okay, I think I am. Yeah. Something new.
I knew you'd jump in there.
There we go. And we get ourselves a new mantis paint job. No, I don't really care about the mantis. Thingamabob. What's-ma-who's it? Doohickey. Yeah, I need to be going that way. Hookie for Dark Knight. Oh, Dark King Shiro. I thought it was saying Dark Knight Shiro. My bad. Sorry about that. I've been thinking of your name incorrectly. Hopefully you enjoy your cookie. And jump. And then jump. Thank you for the head pats. Where was I in my Star Wars rant? Because I remember, like, people ask me about this, and they're like, oh, what's your favorite Star Wars? Oh, I see. They want us trying to get there. Alright, let's deal with this fella. Some sleep, not night. Not to worry, you have a good night. Thank you for coming along to the stream. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you have a good rest. Okay, I guess right into that thing. If I can learn how to jump. Lol. That does it. That works. Meow. Jump.
Look out! Hit him already! My time to shine.
Not your time to shine.
BD,
slice that.
Think
sure.
you can slice this?
Boop, 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 beep. Beep, beep, boop, boop.
Just need to know, don't you?
Hacking things.
What is it?
And getting ourselves lightsaber material. Excellent. That's new. Gotta do the cool, you know, circling around the character camera movement during this loading sequence.
Mind tossing me a stim?
Although I should heal myself. There we go. You sound like a grandpa with all this. I'm not that old. I'm not even 30 yet. I still have like a few months before I'm 30. More things. Evacuation equipment. Cool. And then that's obviously to make our way down if we want to, but we're not going that way. Gonna use this thing to check the skill tree. Anything new? Perform another slash attack after an overhead slash. You know what? Yes. Because I do press triangle a few times. And then increases the distance. The sprint strike. Alright, I think we will keep it at that. We do the restful thing. Alright. Here we go.
It's locked. What do you think? You make that look easy.
He does. As a robot, he makes hacking look easy.
He was killed by something smells like old oil. Sorry, buddy, not you. It's this water.
Maybe this is just oil. Oh my god, there's a dead body. That's a very accurate dead body.
This tunnel flooded suddenly. What could have caused such a thing?
Breaking of a dam is my first guess.
See him? Empire isn't the only thing we have to worry about.
Wait, no, hang on. Those aren't stormtrooper helmets. These are Clone War helmets. Like, yeah, they're clone troopers.
The villagers built this memorial to the clones on the Venator. If only they knew the truth.
Alrighty. Here we go. Oh, he's dead. Okay, never mind. Bless you, Grant. Thank you. Thank you, Grant. I very much appreciate it. Oh, not to worry, Grant. Alright, overload time.
This thing needs your overcharge.
Our forces have inflicted heavy damage to the Separatist dreadnought. Unfortunately, the same is true for our vessel. Despite the damage, I recommend we see this through. Together. You know, I'm not one to back down from a fight.
Alright, nothing new. Nothing we can do there. Alright, ooh, we can climb up this, I'm pretty sure, though. Jump, climb, there we go. Can I jump across? Yes, I can. Awesome, I was worried I couldn't. Open you.
Just need to know, don't you?
There.
See what you found?
Poncho material. Ah. I understand if Cameron likes these things, but I'm not a fan of the poncho. I was really hoping for, like, you know, other kind of attire besides poncho. Alright, there we go. Overloading should have done it. There we go. Just exploring this shit, not to worry. Ugh. These rats are killed by something. Pretty sure that is a boss. Let's see. I'm gonna do the prediction here real quick. Because dropping in there I know is... Because he looks like he's got different colors as well. Yep, nope, that's a boss. Please don't jump up here. That is most certainly a boss. Alrighty. Nobody panic. Or at least do your votes in the prediction poll before I go into a fight. His name is Rabid Jotaz. Nobody panic. Ten points into, yeah. All right, cool. Sounds good. Oh, Jesus, he hits hard. Nope. Dude, that is... Refund those points very quickly. I see some of you going into nah. I'm not gonna do that to ya. We're gonna do this again. We're gonna run this prediction poll again. Don't you worry. And this time, I'm going to give a lot more... I thought I was going to be alive for a little bit longer than that, where I could risk the 30 to 45 seconds of it still doing its thing, but clearly I couldn't. So, points have been refunded. Doing the prediction of thingy-majiggy again. Let's see how everyone does. Alright, can I go this way? Yeah, I can. Oh yeah, because I need to go this way anyway. Wait, how far do I have to go to get to... Alrighty. What the? Why is this so bright? Oh, it's just a shake that thing. Alright, I just need to do the boss run back, okay? Classic Dark Souls. I have to run back to the boss. And not die to this guy. I shouldn't die from this guy, quite frankly.
Help, please!
Alright. After that, now to get back to the boss. There we go. Gotta make our way. Do I have to overload this thing again?
I think you can handle this, Speedy.
Oh, I need... No, I need you to overload that again. So, yep, there we go. That's why there was red thingy-majiggies. Alright. So, we got 10 points saying, yeah, I'm gonna succeed on this fight this time. Alrighty then. Break this. Alrighty. Let's try this again. Ow. Ow, what the... Okay, that was a lot trickier than I thought. I did not win that one. Whoever voted for me, I'm sorry, but I failed you. I'm sorry, but we failed. Do I really have to, like, run all the way back from... I swear there would have been, like, a closer, thingy-majiggy. Damn. 10 points rewarded to no user. You had faith in me? I'm sorry! I'm sorry. I'm sorry you had faith in me and I failed. I don't know what happened. What's more is, like, that's technically the second time I lost to him, but this is, like, the first prediction where it's a loss. So, here we go. Alright, gotta run over here. Gotta deal with this guy. Jump out. There we go. Got him. Nice. Alright, now I can jump up here, climb up, make my way. I don't have to do the scope thingy-majiggy because this is already emptied. Just for this is happening. Alright, I'm gonna run. Hey! Why you gotta do this to me, Ryan? Why you gotta do this to me, Leon? Alright, start the prediction again. I gotta take on the what's-a-mahoozy feller. Vote now on your devices. Will I succeed in this fight or will I fail? There's the fella right there. Nope, nope. Just gonna stare into Cal Kestis in his gray eyes as I wait for the voting to be done. Will I succeed in this fight with the what's-a-mahoozy feller? That guy down there. He's fairly strong, amazingly enough. Actually, I'm gonna hit pause real quick. Double check some peeps. So many things. How's Puffin doing? What in the world? Ah! Excuse me. Ah. No votes? Oh. Ooh, he's doing a hang on. Exclamation point. Play. Need to be ready for this. Missed this message. Nitro car thingy-majiggies. Hang on. There's like nitro racers I could be doing. Alrighty then. Predictions are done. Wow. No one had any vote of confidence. Or it's just really late in the evening and no one has any confidence whatsoever.
Hey, BD! BD!
Suck it, chat. I defeated him this time. It feels really bad that no one voted, but suck it. I did it. Me. I succeeded. Dunk. Dink. Alrighty. Alright, so we got that side there and that side there. Cool. Alright. Lol. Hi there, Milo. Welcome to the stream. Hopefully you're doing alright. I'm trying to get through more of the Fallen Order and what's mahoozies. Wait, was I not meant to go this way? I guess I wasn't meant to go that way. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why would they have this... Hang on. Wait, what? Oh, because... something... Here it is. There we go. I was wondering for a second. Alright, I got an idea. There we go. We can use the Force. Wait, what? Oh, there we go. Now that's broken. There we go. My victory.
This thing needs your overcharge.
Okay, let's have a look. So that gives us platforms, needies. Ow.
Thanks for the help.
There we go. There we go. And then jump across to this thing. That way we just climb across. That monster had a similar voice to King Boo. I don't know what King Boo sounds like, I'm gonna be real with you, so I don't know if you're being realistic or not. Oh god, it's one of these guys.
Scanner's faded. You cannot escape.
Right here, BD.
Yeah! Get thrown
BD,
in the water.
Need an overcharge here.
Wait a minute. Huh. Okay, there's a thing to this. No, it's not that. No. Okay.
I think you can handle this, Speedy.
I must be missing something. Unless, can I just... No, I can't open that there. So... Oh, there's a thingy-majiggy there. Okay, I didn't realize that was there. Alright. So we go and we do... this. Alright, just need to wait for it to... there. Nope, too soon. There. Nope, too soon again. Alright, that should be good enough. Alright, and then we climb onto this thing, climb onto here.
We're hit! Brace yourselves!
There was a battle. The ship went down.
Apparently there is a way over.
We're survivors.
Alright, it's not that way. Ciao ciao for now. Oh, not to worry, not to worry. Thank you for coming along. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, so this must not... There must be something more that I'm missing.
Let's head out.
Because, like... No. Yeah, the door opens when the power is on, but BB-8 needs to be on this side to turn on the power. Oh no, hang on.
Let's go, BD.
So the power is on right now, we leave it on, and we go somewhere else. Oops. Never mind that little problem there.
I could use the stem.
Alrighty. So because that's on now, that's conducting electricity. And then...
BD, think you can charge this?
What am I missing? So the door's open when there's a charge. I can't go across the water while there's a charge, however. There isn't exactly a way for me to... What's missing?
Come on, BD. Hanging in there?
Oh. If I just cut that, then
12,
there isn't going to be
thinks you
power
should do
going
20
into
squats.
the... So now if I run it, then the power is running and it's not, like, arcing into the fucking... into the water because the... God damn it. Alrighty. 100... Alright, 20 squats. Here we go. Big stretch. Stretch for the big boy. Big stretch for the big boy. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Here we go. 20 squats. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Milo, for laughing at my suffering. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats, Furry Cures. Thank you for laughing at my suffering, Milo. I was able to figure it out though. I just honestly forgot I had a lightsaber that could cut pipes. Stupid me.
General, are you injured?
I'm fine, Commander. Where is Marcel? Where is my Padawan?
My men are scouting the wreckage now. We'll find them. I'm getting a transmission now. Probably the squad. Hang on. It's from the Supreme Chancellor.
Oh no, it's the Order 66. Alright, hang on a second. Jump. There we go. Alright. We did our little, like, loopy round there. We got ourselves the Force Essence. Now we can make our way out and deal with whatever new kind of problems. Here we go. But yeah, I appreciate, Milo, that you didn't, like, give me hints or anything like that as well. I very much appreciate it. I know some people, if I, like, because of dying at least once there, would have been kind of mad and just been frothing at the mouth and being like, you have a lightsaber! Cut things with the lightsaber! Hello. Ow.
You busy?
Well, I was trying to watch the... No, I'm not busy. Never busy. So, you need something?
I'm standing next to 2 crashed ships. Looks like you weren't the only pilot who had trouble with the wind here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're just realizing that? Where have you been? I mean, it doesn't get better than me.
Yeah, okay. All I wanted to say was thanks.
You're welcome. Yeah, but, I gotta go. I gotta think, so gotta... See ya.
Why is there so many of these rats? There we go. Nearly dead. Alright, let's see if there's like some place I can like... Oh, it would be up there. Alright. you have to feel sorry for the clones. They did a really good job in the Clone Wars TV show to make you feel bad. They did an amazing job. So, props to Dave Filoni and the team. Didn't mean to do that. This gives me. You've been watching The Bad Batch and it just makes you feel even worse? The Bad Batch is a good show as well. I was enjoying my time there as well. Alright, run past all that, so I don't need to deal with thingies. Alrighty. And then we just drop down here. Down, there we go. The Bad Batch was really cool, so I quite liked it. Although it just sort of like, you know, keeps firm in my mind that most people we are going to see, like between the prequels and the original trilogy, are not going to be in for a good time. Like, Jedi most likely...
Us, BD.
Ow. Damn you. Like, we're gonna deal with most Jedi being dead or irrelevant between the prequels and the original trilogy, and most clones as well. Like, I know there's a, like, sort of this theory or canon idea that Rex from the 501st, how he's the old man in the Return of the Jedi because of, like, his beard and his hat. I know everyone has that kind of idea. Have they, is that being, like, confirmed? Because I've only ever seen in, like, the Wikipedia, which I'm not 100% certain is, you know, staying truthful to us on that regard. Alright, jump up. Alright, run there. Ignore that guy. I'll deal with him another time. I need to take care of that protocol droid up there. Or that probe droid. It was confirmed in Rebels? Ah, okay. Because I remember that's where he got his, like, look from. That looked like the old man. There we go. 1, 2. And then... Ow. Fuck you. Alrighty, so we got that out of the way. And then jump across. Damn it. Lol, just like cut them in half. Alright, scan the protocol droid. There we go. We created ourselves a shortcut as well. Lol. Alrighty. More sense echoes. Is that a clone trooper or a stormtrooper? I think that's a...
All squads on red alert.
Yeah, that's a clone trooper.
Commander was killed by a lightsaber.
Alright, so we got that done. Oh, if we wanted to, we could use that as... Oh, I see. So if we wanted to, they could just be like... Alright, well, we'll just leave that there. We'll go through this. So yeah, I liked Rebels. I wasn't too huge of a fan of, like, the toned-down style that the Rebels was, like the 3D Rebels, but I still think it was a pretty decent show. I liked Ezra Bridger personally, and the Mandalorian lady, Sabine Wren, she was pretty badass.
Now it's getting
I
even
don't know why she doesn't have her armor in the Ahsoka series. Like, I thought she was like, you know, not Death Watch crazy Mandalorian, but I thought she was Mandalorian of the level where it's like, yeah, she is going to be wearing her armor kind of thing. I didn't think she would not wear her armor, honestly. Alrighty. Cool. And then nothing there. So we go up here.
Hostile detected. Stay on you! Unproductive human.
Unproductive human.
Requesting maintenance.
Unessential.
Ow. Protocol droid didn't want to see that shit, so decided to turn away at the last moment.
Trauma inflicted.
Nope, nope, get off me. Do not terminate me. All Mandalorians are badass? Yeah, no, I agree. Like, but here's the thing, is like the reason why Mandalorians are quote-unquote badass in the Star Wars universe is just because Mandalorians just have common sense in the sci-fi realm. It's like, oh, we're dealing with Jedi that can, like, you know, blast, that can, you know, deflect blaster fire with their laser sword that's like super hot.
Be way to the tomb now.
I suppose we should, I don't know, not use blasters and instead use flamethrowers and slug rounds. So then that way they just make them red hot incinerators. Brilliant.
Let's go, BD.
Good on the Mandalorians for utilizing common sense. Oh, I can meditate here. All right, I'll do that. Meditate here, get my thingy-majiggies back. Rest. There we go. At one point, they had a war with the Jedi. They had a war with the Jedi that I'm pretty sure they were winning at one point. Like, I think it got to that level where the Mandalorians looked like they were gonna win until the Jedi decided to come up with like a bullshit strategy.
Here's the Jedi. Look, I've got you. Attack him, Jedi. Don't stand still. Scored a hit. Watch out! No more gunners! That should beat him.
There we go.
Not feeling so great, BD.
Alright,
Nice
so
work.
I guess we go this way. They were until Revan, yeah. Okay, so yeah, because Revan did some bullshit and genocide, I'm pretty sure, so... Oh, so they were gonna just do that. Alright, cool. Alright, engage and create a shortcut.
Let's do this.
Strike restrained.
No, damn you.
Incompetent.
Alright, come on, this way, you fellas.
Requesting maintenance. Enemy avoiding attacks.
Nope, I forgot. I can't block when it's red. Have I seen the latest Mandalorian? Yes, I have seen the latest Mandalorian. My goodness, that finale, I was at the edge of my seat for some of those parts. But good ending overall. Alright. Did it. Alright, and then what's this? Force Echo. Cool. Thank you. Clone Trooper? Nope. Stormtrooper. I guess they don't know how to deal with Guardians.
Open fire!
Come back and fight! I'm going to end you! This hasn't happened before!
There we go. Alright, I know exactly how I deal with this. Alright. Shows you that there are more than just the armor. Yeah, no, Mandalorians have always been more than the armor. It does give them like quite an edge though, let's be real. But it's like it's one thing to, you know, wear Beskar armor. It's another thing of being able to like fight effectively with Beskar armor, because quite frankly, they were like any other, like, yeah. I don't want to go into it any further in case anyone hasn't seen the latest Mandalorian on Season 3. So, but go watch The Mandalorian Season 3. Okay. I do not have a means of cutting that thing. Just gonna jump to this. Jump to that. Whee! Swing. And then swing the other way so we can get to the thingy-majiggy of this.
My men will double their efforts. We'll get inside, Officer Crane.
Alrighty, and then... Yep, good thing we can climb and hold on to the green stuff. Da, 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 da. Alright, there we go. Another meditation thing, thank you. Rest. Cool. Anything new in the skill tree? Not really. And plus I'm really close to leveling up to 4, so I'll do more thingy-majiggies there. And the need occurs. Alright, no reason going that way. Is there a reason of being able to go that way? Only if I have a means of opening that thing. Oh my goodness!
How predictable. Oh yes. I know your name.
We are going to face off against the second sister.
And most importantly, about Cordova. Tell me, where did he hide the holocron?
You will not know, as I am going to do violence. Violence, I say! Second sister, vote now in the prediction whether I'm going to succeed on, like, the first battle against them. I'm gonna double check on my thingy-majiggies. Hang on a second. Collect, continue, wait for the thingy-majiggies. Double check the what's-ma-who's-its. So far, 1-1. Just everyone agreeing that I'm gonna win. I very much love the vote of confidence. What happened to everyone? It's so quiet. Where's... I love that I have no more naysayers, which I am very much appreciated for, but I am very confused why I have no naysayers. You'd think people would be, like, hedging their bets or something like that. I'm playing both sides, so then that way I always come out on top. Cordova's Journey, Discovery 1, Dothamir, Elrim, and then Archive 7, Goodbye. I don't know how I feel about those. Oh, shit! Yep, prediction's over, cool.
Who trained you? I suffered far worse. No wonder your master died. No. I'm the superior fighter.
I don't believe
Very well. You won't dodge the next. That was nothing.
I'm so far doing okay. Oh, never mind. Problems. And then... BB with the win. With helping me out just then.
You're learning.
Excellent.
Not quite as gifted as Sayer's last apprentice, but not bad.
You've been keeping count.
I'm surprised she didn't tell you. Sayer was never good at keeping secrets.
And you know her so well, huh?
She was weak. Cracked in an Imperial torture chair. Surrendered the location of her naive Padawan. They would never have found me.
If it wasn't for her...
Hi, Trilla.
She betrayed me.
You were Trilla.
In the flesh.
I won't let you manipulate me.
So sure are you? When faced with a choice to protect herself or her Padawan, she chose self-interest. She'll sell you out, too.
Even he doesn't believe her.
I can handle myself.
Can you afford to take that chance?
Well, yeah.
Your new master harbors great darkness. The look on her face when she saw what they had done to me, as I am now. She turned, exposing her true nature. She used the dark side.
She cut herself off from the Force.
Oh? How long before she cracks and betrays you too? Is that who you want beside you when you find the holocron? What would Jaro Tapal say?
You have no right to mention his name.
I wonder, what would he think if he could see his Padawan now, skulking in the shadows with a betrayer, granting her access to a legion of impressionable students?
No, I won't let anyone touch them.
I thought the same thing once.
Oh boy. Not great, but I still won the fight. That's what counts. I am so far not having to fight the second sister more than once, which is actually fairly good. Each time I've run into them, I've been able to hold my own on the first try. Oh, Jesus. Who put that gap there? What the hell? And then...
Thanks for the help back there, BD. You saved my life. And got us closer to the tomb.
Yeah. Meditate. Awesome. Alright. In through the momentary loading gap as we move on to the next tomb.
We found it. It feels different than the other tomb. I don't know.
McTroll.
I don't like it.
Jump.
I found it, but see her. Why didn't you tell me?
Because she's a liar.
You. How?
I rerouted communication the moment you tried to contact her. Slicing encrypted transmissions was always a pastime of hers. She taught me once. There's no technique Sarah has that I haven't perfected.
Well, we're not going to be able to, like, have any tricks up our sleeves against her until we're, you know, better than her master, which isn't strongly likely.
Stim BD! I need help!
I thought I could, like, shoot the orb out of it, but I guess not, so... My bad, I suppose. Neat! Hopefully we don't drown. And I'm guessing... Yep, that thing is broken. We're not going to be able to move that one. So we need to try and get that one out of its little shell. Neat.
Let's look.
Ow, thank you. Hi, Fury Cures. Welcome back.
These devices appear to simulate this.
I didn't see it, I'm sorry to say. Alright, rest, so I get the full thingy-madiggy.
And its gravitational pull.
You're running out of time.
For what?
I know that.
My scouts located an artifact of interest at the rear of this tomb. Even now, I'm studying it. Learning is secret. It seems Cordova was rather taken with these Zephyrs. Perhaps enough to hide the holocron amongst their bones.
We'll see how much you learn.
Take him down! I'm done! I've got him! Alright, keep your head down! Jedi turning. Lead him dry! You killed them all!
Little help, BD!
Yep, I was a fool then. Okay. Nope, that don't help me, but I'll keep it running for now. Climb up here. How did he do that?
Glug, 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 glug.
Oh, we're gonna do drinks? Alright, drinking, hydrate, sippies. Thank you for the sippies, I greatly appreciate it. Oh, hello. Oh, that's not gonna help. Alright, Alright, so we can't do anything in that room. We can't do anything with these rooms. because we need a different force power for what we need to do next. Oh, hey, a thingy.
Yep, there you go.
Have a look around there. Thank you for the sippies, furry cures.
Let's go, BD.
Alrighty. There we go. Ow.
Little help, BD.
Defeated. Oh boy, can I drop down there? No, not really. Not from here. Alrighty. Ah, yes. Thingy. This will actually be useful. Resting up, getting the full health, thank you. And we're moving on our way.
We're never getting across this gap. Better double back and tell the squad.
Have fun. Meow. Meow. Oh, damn, I nearly fell to that one. Yeah. I think when it gets to tomorrow, like, I'm gonna at least get a Star Wars shirt for more of these streams, but one of the things I definitely want to work on is a Jedi robes or a lightsaber. But I feel like that's gonna take quite a bit of time, and I need to have like a plan and a schedule on making that.
It's okay, buddy. Just ignore her.
Yeah. She don't know just how useful you are. Hell yeah.
I racked up 100% accuracy at target practice earlier. I heard it. It's up! Next. How is he doing that? You'll regret that. Hold still!
Yep, cool. I did exactly that, and you still failed. And jump!
You're not getting out of here alive.
Oh, great. Climb up, jump, jump, there we go. Alright, let's deal with you.
Pain won't stop me. My guard persists. You're slipping. Faster than anticipated. Floppy.
Gotcha. My victory, once again. I am winning. You are absolutely correct, Furry Cures. Here we go. And then jump across. There we go. I am being a lot cleverer with my powers here and there. Nice try, Stormtrooper. go. And then sense this echo, giving me more force powers, hopefully. Or life essence. That's
part
fair
of a
enough.
workforce that helped construct this tomb. He died before the job was finished.
Alright, do your thing. There we go. I am so smart. An absolute genius at these puzzles. Here we go. Alright, and then...
Stop, Jedi!
Yeah, he's most likely dead. There we go. Anything here? Nope, so we're climbing up this. Hello. There we go. Jump across.
Imagine the artifacts the Empire would have missed if it weren't for your intervention on this backwater planet.
Sure it's worth the cost? I hear Project Augur came at a high price.
Stormtroopers and workers. Expendable resources.
You're a monster.
I am what there made me.
There we go. That works. And then dink. Jump across. Break you down.
You Jedi. You're here. I'm not so easily defeated. Your saber won't stop me.
Lol, thank you, rat. Ow. No, screw you, rat.
Help, please.
That was very funny how the rat just decided to jump in and help me. Ow. Fuck you, rat. Just as I sung your brother's praises? There we go. Alright.
Watch out for the Philax. They're dangerous and I understand. We don't even have to try here.
You will most certainly need a try.
I'll find an opening.
Cool. Did you find an opening? I don't think you did. So,
I've
my
taken the
victory.
artifact back to my ship for analysis. Pity you couldn't make it in time.
Doesn't matter what you steal. You'll never understand it.
Yet you do?
You'll find out soon enough.
I'll take those odds.
Alright, so we can't get that done. Alrighty. And then... we... Okay, so we climb up further, and then... climb across, climb down, jump across, grab you. There we go. Cool. We no longer have to deal with that. more slow loading. Brain. Losing energy. Ooh. Sit here, have a little meditate. Sounds good to me. Rest. Yep, thank you. And can I get to these guys? Not from here, I don't think. Alright, most likely dropping down here. Yep. I at least have a way back up when I'm done.
I noticed something while examining the sarcophagus. It's a very convenient location to dispose of nuisances.
You lured me here. Was this your plan all along?
You truly have the wits of a scrapper.
Insurgent, straight ahead.
Don't let him escape.
Don't stop moving! I'm not done with you! He meant nothing. Forward! Jedi! I'll annihilate you for the Empire!
Don't let him escape. Get to the Jedi!
How do I get out of this situation? Shit. Uh-oh. Nope, nope, that's not... Time for a war flashback! Look at us go with this fucking motion blur.
Padawan, where is the Force?
Everywhere it is within me, it surrounds me.
Just so. It connects you. There will be times when emotion, pain, or exhaustion trick you. You will feel cut off, isolated. This is an illusion. Your lightsaber lies there, out of reach, but you remain connected through the Force.
And so through the Force we'll be connected with our lightsaber.
And summon your weapon.
Alrighty. Oh, left trigger.
Force is within you, around you, connecting you to your weapon.
You must ignore all distraction.
Yeah! There we go.
Force is with me. It connects us.
Whee!
Yeah,
all right.
I think so.
All right, time to use our new trick. All right, explore the tomb even further. Sounds good to me. Oh, Jesus! I just wanted to go quicker across. Jump. There we go. I was impatient. I just thought I will jump to the right to get further right. Like doing this, where it's just like, you know, jumping upwards to just move up faster. All right, here we go.
You survived.
Not part of your plan?
Luckily, I always allow contingencies.
Ooh. I bet you we have new abilities now. Has healed his connection, and there are new skills. Let's have a look at the new skills. An airborne that allows to push away enemies when he lands. Yes, please. Took 2 skill points to do that, but that's fine by me. Maximum health increase. Yes, please. And then recovers additional when using the stim. Fair enough. Holding slow allows Cal to slow for a longer duration. Force attunement, maximum force increases. Stim, completely refill your force meter. All right, well, that's a thingy for next time. Here we go. Now that we have more powers in the force, we'll be able to do puzzles a lot more differently this time, as we'll be able to both push and pull.
I knew he would run. We'll win easy. Down. Move up. Just need one clean hit. Whole squad is down.
Stim, BD? Could use a little help, BD.
Oh, hey, it's one of these guys. Alright, I was able to do the pull and push thingy-majiggy this time, which was a lot better. And now I can grab this thing. And swing across. Oh, what's this? Oh, hang on. There we go. So that does that. And then...
Is it going to get away? Be faster! See you down there. Understood. Back up, I've got this. Try dodging that. This one is quick. Step off. Injury confirmed. Meet your death. Watch him. Could be a trap.
There we go. That makes it easy. I should have tried to grab the drone sooner.
Mind helping me out?
Next time on Star Wars. What do you mean oh, whoops. That wasn't intention. Oh, there we go. There's the thingy-majiggy. Next time on Star Wars. More swinging. More more swinging. Running. Jumping. And then we put this here. Hello, Stormtroop. Nope, 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 nope. Put it back. I didn't mean to press that. Okay, it doesn't look like he's having a good time.
This was an offering to the sage buried here. At the time, it was considered precious.
Stay on you. You're going down, Jedi.
Now we need to get there. And best way seems to be just going through all this again. There's got to be a quicker way. Oh, wait, here we go.
Eyes over there. blocking my blow. Watch out, he's quick!
There we go. Now, there is something I can break, I'm fairly sure. Nope, never mind. Alright, meditate on this thing, get all our thingy-majiggies back. Rest, leave, on we go. Jump. Climb. There we go. Alright, let's just give these guys a minute.
You think you're tough? I'll catch you! You and me now, Jedi!
There we go! Oh, that was a lot better than the other times I faced him. Not good. Well, at least I should get experience. Yep, I did get experience. Thank goodness.
Got an intruder here. We'll make you pay.
There we go. Success.
Furry Cures 1221 thinks you should do 20 squats.
Alrighty then, 20 squats. Here we go. Big stretch! Big stretch for the big boy! Alright, here we go. 20 squats. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Thank you for the 20 squats. He was about to redeem Maid, but we're nearing the end of the stream. Oh yeah, because it's like 9 p.m. We're close. Alrighty then. I should be able to solve this puzzle relatively soon / easily. Give me a moment. There we go. Sense the echo.
This was lit as a sign of respect and reverence for the sage buried here.
Right. Oh, I need the... And then I use this to... Nah. Wait, what? Oh, I'm probably... Hang on a second. I know what I'm doing wrong. Because the thingy-majiggy to hold it is not on that side, is it? It's somewhere on this side. Thought I knew it.
My friend, what I've found here is disconcerting.
Wait, where's the... Oh, there it is. So, I was close, I just didn't have the right thing. Okay. And then... There we go. That way that's there. And then... we go and we burn that. Which should break that thing, dropping it, and we get ourselves an orb. And there we go. Orb. Is our entrance, probably on the other side. I'm a Nimmy. Yep, here it is.
Here it is. I have finally found an intact representation of this sacred Zepho artifact. My friend, look closely. This is Mictril at the Vault Ambagano. You can see an object in their hand. Based on this imagery, I believe this object allows a Force wielder to perceive the mysteries of the Vault. This is the key and the guide, the Zepho Astrium. But who would destroy images of it and why? It requires more research. However, our next step is clear. Find an Astrium, if any still exist.
An Astrium? You ever heard of it?
No,
me neither.
Never heard of it.
But a key. Yeah, I understand that. Looks like we know what we have to find.
Yay! We now got out here and... Alright. Meditation. Alrighty. Here we go. Any chests? No. Good, I don't have to worry about any chests.
Very good, Padawan. You've cleared the way.
What are you talking about?
I needed this tomb raised. And now that I have what I need, you're of no use to me.
Can you reverse what she's done? Thanks. Hope this new encryption keeps her out for good.
Upgrade.
Probe droid processing unit. What's it like hacking other droids anyway?
Ah.
Yeah, I'd feel weird about hacking people too. For a good cause though, right?
It definitely seems like a weird idea, especially since after going through The Mandalorian, there are definitely droids with, you know, they have personality and I think, you know, independence.
Check in with Mantis. Trilla probably knows where they are. You sure the comm's fixed? They're not answering. Something's wrong. We need to get back. Nobody around. Think it's some kind of trap? Seems like we've been walking into a lot of them lately. Wait.
Yep.
Do you hear that?
go in the open area. Hang on. Reminds you of Am? I don't know who that is. Also, the hell is this? Oh, it's just a wide open area. Never mind. I thought there was going to be something cool here, but there isn't. God damn. Alright. I guess we're going this way.
What do we do about those things with the horns? Vilak? They're dangerous if they hit you, but their eyesight is terrible. So if I can get out of the way, I'll be fine? Yeah, just don't get hit. Just don't get hit. Just don't get hit.
Just don't get hit. Easy. Hey, something new.
Hey, BD, in here.
Oh, the twins from Star Wars Vision. I was not aware of that.
They're the intruder!
Gotcha.
No match for you, right? I think this might be a lift to the lower floor. It'll be good for heading back.
Cool.
Think you can break in?
There we go.
Die, Jedi scum! Can't touch them all! That! You'll die like the rest. Burn, Jedi! You coward! So fragile! Can't fail!
Alright, got him over the edge as I should have done, like, earlier. Jump. And then double back, grab thingy, and swing across to the Echo. Blasters? Oh no, those are artifacts.
Imperial officer hid a valuable relic here. She's hoping to use it to gain favor with the Emperor, but her deception was making her reckless.
Ooh, reckless. Ah, only pushes for this. Easy enough. Alrighty, meditate here. Ow. 2 points into the skill tree. We can... Let's see, slow. Holding pull allows to pull and hold most enemies. Large enemies can be yanked. Increases the maximum force. Stims do that. Mm-hmm. 1 skill point. 2 skill points. 2 skill points for more life increase. Alright. Put the point into that. And then put the point into holding allows us for a longer duration. Dashing faster, attacking out a sprint. I'm gonna get the dashing out a sprint thingy-diggy. So I should have gotten that earlier, but yeah. Alright. Oh, we can just drop down here. Then climb up here. Wait, is there? No, so that's its own isolated thing. That gets us into there with all kinds of nonsense. That gets us into the... Okay, I think I get it. Hi there, Code! Welcome. I'm just going through more of the Force, the Jedi Fallen Order. That's it. It took a while for me to remember the name. How is it going? Hope you're doing okay. Oh, nope, this way. There we go, down the ice caves. Try not to die. You're good? You got home from Mom's birthday dinner. Oh, that's cool. Happy birthday to Code's mom.
You won't get away! You're slippery! You're going down! Oh, gotta be careful!
Yeah, that's the annoying thing. And it's not respawn there, it's reawaken. I don't like boss battles. Like, I understand Dark Souls where it's like, it will just give you an extra difficult boss. I'm not a fan of boss battles where it's like, oh, we're just gonna have you lose halfway through. Like that.
Where are we?
It's like, I was doing fairly well on my own. I was kicking ass. So that's why there wasn't a prediction for that particular
Where are you?
fight. But that's because, you know, trying to get off Zepho and shit.
Gotta find a way out of here. Wherever here is.
Ow. Nope, that doesn't do it. Nope.
Something back there.
Don't exactly have a way of... Unless... Where is the thingy-majiggy? Hi, Jason. Ah, there we go.
Is that a power cable?
There we go. That will do it. I was wondering why that wasn't. There we go.
That did it.
Alrighty.
Here's cold. Stale. Might be deep underground.
Or we're in like some weird asteroid with oxygen. Alright, slot you in there. And then grab you. Oh, I guess we needed you in there.
It's got power now.
Oh wait, maybe no, maybe. There we go. Hello, 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 hello. No, I need BD with me, is what I need. Alright, so those are the rats. Where's... Nope, those are the weird bugs. BD. Where are you? Nope. Alright. Shame. Alright, let's have another think.
Be deep nights.
Couldn't. Alright, let's see, how close can I get this? Nope. Alright. Alright, can't get that there. So you stay there. Am I supposed to, like, just figure out a different combination? Because obviously it wants... But there's nothing to attach to that thing. Hang on. Put that there.
I did something. Door opened up.
Ah. Oh, this will likely give me BD. There we go. And then we crawl through here. I remember some of these puzzles. I just don't remember, like, the exact way of solving them is all. But yeah, very curious. It's not Code's birthday. It's Code's mom's birthday.
Feels like I'm being watched.
I'm going to be celebrating my sister's birthday. Hers is technically on the Saturday, but I've got a event planned with her on the Sunday evening, though. So, gonna go see Hamilton.
That's not good.
Ooh, that's a lot of weird bugs. So, your birthday is on May 11th. Ah, okay. I need to try and remember that. I need to try and remember May 11th. I'm probably going to forget that, I'm going to be real with you, but I will try to remember it before you remind me. Or before you remind me the next time. Jump, run, jump. Hi, BD.
BD? BD what? Is that you? I found you. Are you okay?
He's just stuck there.
Let's get you out of there.
Alright, so... Oh. There we go. Neat. I don't know if that's actually as neat as I thought it was going to be. Never mind. Yep. Whee! Oh, that's why. Okay, that makes a little more sense. And then we put you in there. Drop down. Hi. You plan to do a 12 or 24-hour stream? I hope you do well in the doing that long form stream. 12 hours is a long time. 24 is going to be very long. So don't feel too pressured to try and do 24.
Droids.
12 is normally like long enough as is. All right. All right. Scope slice. So we slice that. We can now like run across and do all the normal things. Oh yeah, we can open this thing. Would be a lot of party games. Gotta get me leveled up. Oh my gosh, that's right. Alright. Oh, actually no, keep you there. Because what I need to do is have you overload this instead. There we go. Giving it charge. And then that one there, we put back onto this one here. And then we go up a level. Excuse me.
Hear that? Sounds like someone is home after all. Hey, I recognize this band.
Oh yeah, it's the band at the start of the game. He was listening to it on his headphones, which was kind of funny. Rest, yep, and leave. Gotta get me. So yeah, I gotta go through more Monster Hunter Rise. I got so many things on my to-do list. Hi.
Finally, here I am.
Sork
We had
Tormo.
action on how long it would take you to get here.
And who are you?
Who am I? I'm Sork Tormo, baby. I'm the boss of this operation. You have greasy forearms to thank for bringing us together.
I will. As soon as we get out of here.
We have a special challenger for you tonight. An enforcer from a bygone era. A Jedi! Let's see what he's got.
I would like to have my lightsaber back.
Show? I'll give you a show.
I smell blood and money! Tonight, we celebrate those fallen challengers of the past and the great sacrifice they made to make us all rich. Even I saw that coming. It's fine. I've got more. Get the hang of it quick.
Yep.
Maybe you should
I know how to do
down
this.
and face
Why
me
does he
yourself.
look like Prince? What? The person in the holograms or our guy? I've been streaming so far for the last 3.5 hours. I'm gonna be finishing up shortly after this. Hello.
Look at the Jedi go. Stop them all! Get him some real action! What a strike from the Jedi! Plenty more where that came from.
Listen to that sweet.
Yep, it's jazz and something else. Go, slice his arm.
Takes it down.
There we go.
You're making it look easy.
Kill that fucking spider.
The best is yet to come. I believe you know our next challengers. The Haxian Brood is gunning for you.
Oh, cool. All right, let's take care of you.
So nimble.
You're not worth my time! Not so bad. You don't concern me.
Nice try.
Do you have any idea who that was?
Crusher Haggard. Doesn't sound too hard.
What do you mean they come?
Hello.
It's a mountain! There is no escape! I will chase you across the galaxy if I have to!
Alrighty. Ta-ta. Hi there, Fizz Tiger. Thank you for the head pats. Hell yeah.
Hey, Grease. You're famous down there.
Yeah, they're an ugly group, huh? They smell like used droid oil. At least they're okay.
Yeah, a complication we could have avoided.
Because
Luckily,
of
we found
his
you.
We have
gambling
another
habits.
complication. The Empire knows about the holocron.
That's not good. The entire mission is now at risk.
And I had a nice chat with the second sister, Trilla.
did she tell you?
She told me you betrayed her to the Empire. Is it true?
She'll say anything to jeopardize this mission.
Is it true?
Worth knowing.
She was my apprentice. Before the Purge.
You should have told me.
We're getting an encrypted message from Kashyyyk.
That's good. At least we know where we're going next time in the next stream.
Mari.
Cal, we found Tarful, and he is willing to meet you. But that's not all. The Empire overran our position at the refinery. Saw retreated off-world. Some of us have joined the Wookiee fighters in the forests. Be careful.
You too.
Later.
Later. We have our lead.
Yep. Back to Kashyyyk we go.
Okay, this is fine. Everything is gonna be fine.
Think so, Grease?
Hey, kid. Hey, wake up. Can we talk?
Hi. What do we need to talk about?
I don't know what's going on between you and her. I mean, I figure it's some kind of Jedi thing, but I don't think this is the right time for it.
It's not any of your business.
I think it's my business.
Yeah.
And we're all in this together, aren't we?
He does not think so. He's just like so done with Grease already.
Cal. I made a mistake. And I almost got you killed. I'm sorry. I mean, we all make mistakes, right? Well, maybe not you. Hey, why don't you cut her some slack? I'm not saying do it for me, but you two are the best thing that ever happened in my life. Before you came along, all I cared about was a tight hand on a stiff heater. That's a game term.
I know what it is.
Hazak? I think that's what it's meant to be.
Cal, life's not a game. Before you two, all I cared about was myself. Easy money. Now it's different.
Well, at least he did the heartfelt apology, which is nice. Alright, how is...
all day.
Kelpie is fine. The ghillie pod's good. Bonch isn't really doing that much, but that's okay. Alright. We'll get to this meditation thing. And I say I am going to call it here. Hang on. There we go. Playing the music in the background. I say we're gonna call it there, because it's 9:30. Like, as much as... And I started a little bit earlier so I can get a little more time in, rather than, you know, rather than going on for later and such like that, you know, energy-wise. So I'm really appreciative for those of you who came around, stuck around, joined in from the Golf with Friends raid from Grim and Drake. I really appreciate it. And if you'll stick around for a little bit longer, I can have us going into the raid on the next person. Let's see who is online. Ooh, Puffin is playing Dead Island 2. They're a cool streamer. All right, so hang on a second. I'm just gonna do a... We're gonna go raiding into... We're gonna go and raid into Puffin as they are going through Dead Island 2. Let's see, how are they doing? They're having a hard time with maps. All right, we're gonna go raiding into them. Mix Puffin. Start the raid, and our raid message is use the Force, you Our raid message is going to be, use the Force, you moldy, because they're sometimes moldy. It's kind of funny. So hopefully you'll join in on that one. I don't have any emotes to go along with it, but if you have any emotes in mind, you're welcome to use those. I will be back online tomorrow evening, Saturday evening. We're going to go through MMO night. No, I'm not going to make it be Dark and Darker or Dead Island 2 or any other kind of game. It's going to be MMO night for Final Fantasy, and hopefully I'll, have decent enough sleep tonight and try and be a little bit productive Saturday morning or afternoon for some Jedi stuff or what have you for my VTuber. But otherwise, I want to say thank you everyone who came along to tonight's stream. I greatly appreciate it. Edith, thank you for the raid. Grim, Drake, Bestest Boy, thank you for all the gift subs. And we'll get ready to raid into Puffin, and I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.